Seven-sided dice. Carpathian Adventure. I am Bayuk Osman Ghazi. Travel back 700 years to a fantasy Earth. The world is a gritty, dangerous place. The papacy is challenged by an anti-pope. The papal disbanded Templars recede into memory, and the Teutonic Order seems to be consuming magic, secularizing and growing in power. Two emperors battle within the Holy Roman Empire, and Hungary is at its height, but is being torn apart by a civil war. As they all fight amongst themselves, I expand rapidly and consume everything. The adventurers that call themselves the Champions of the Sun discovered that I am a vampire. Now they are trying to create a powerful weapon to destroy me. They will never succeed. While many have walked with these self-proclaimed champions, these are the present adventurers.
From the kingdom of Aragon, I am Zyman Val. I've ventured forth with few possessions and little coin, save an ancient tomb I searched to decipher. But I've struggled to find clues, and at times, food. While freezing in the Alps, fate crossed my path with a shining knight and the Champions of the Sun. Having aided me in a desperate time, they have earned my service and my friendship. Now, using my wizardry, I fight by their side.
I am Balder, a Norseman, a soldier, and an Eldritch Knight. I left my home to leave politics behind, only to be dogged by it across Europe. I first met the Champions of the Sun outside a small town in Hungary. Together, we battled Ottoman raiders and vampires. The Champions gave me purpose again, and where it takes me, I know not, but I know I want to be a part of it.
I am Kip Kaelin, Ranger of the North, and I am lost. Hailing all the way from Garin in Scotland, I have faced great tragedy, losing all those dear to me. I am haunted by that fateful night, and what was taken from me. I face defeat at every turn, attempting to enact revenge on those that did this to us. And when all my strength, resources, and allies, save for my trusted wolf Lypella, was depleted, I stumbled upon the Champions of the Sun at the Battle of Sakut. I decided to ally myself with these seemingly capable and worthy adventurers to aid me in putting the lost to rest. It is what she would want, or so she seems to indicate.
I am Edric, and I am from England. I spent most of my youth in the Navy. Climbing the ranks, I was granted land and title. However, I did not fit in. A heretic to most, I fled, leaving my wife and children behind. In the city on mines, I met a group that changed my life forever, the Champions of the Sun. In time, perhaps they might help me reunite with my family.
I am Vilela. I hail from far-off Ethiopia. With no brothers, my noble father indulged my obsession with self-defense. On business in Rome, my family was accosted, but my skills enabled me to defeat our attackers. My desire to fight crime fueled. In my travels, I made a powerful enemy who may now pursue me. Near the Dracunus, I met a stoic knight and the Champions of the Sun. Now, in a strange land, I hope they can help me deliver justice to criminals, or death.
In these dark times, the dead rise and strike fear and feed on the living. I am Baron Andre Franz Hellwing II. I am dedicated to unlocking the forbidden secrets of life and death. Through science and God, I strive to make the dead stay dead. Many fear what they do not understand. The raw materials of the flesh.
I am Matthias, of the House of Bathory, Knight Baron of Carpathia. With my traveling companion, Ambria, I was dragged into a whirlwind path by a rogue monk. But those I have met since then have earned my respect. And, more importantly, my trust.
If you meet one who claims to be a champion of the sun, tell me their whereabouts. Better yet, kill them on sight. I will reward you handsomely. Welcome to Seven-Sided Dice, Carpathian Adventure.
Welcome, I'm Tom. Thank you for joining us. We're a group of, tonight's session is a very special session. I've been doing this so long I have everything memorized in my head. Tonight's session is, and our teleprompter failed. There you go. Tonight's session is a very special session. Tonight's session is our 100th streamed session of the Carpathian Adventure.
I should have worn my shirt.
And rest assured, there were a lot of growing pains as we're experiencing tonight. And though some of the episodes have been lost to the ether, it is to us, or maybe at least just to me, this is quite a milestone. So I appreciate your joining us here. Please know that we're a group of gamers. If you haven't been here before, we're a group of gamers who get together in real life to play Dungeons and Dragons. Some of us are military, some are in IT, others are in construction. We're parents, students, etc. So we do this strictly for fun. We hope you enjoy it nonetheless. There were quite a few thank yous in our open, except one. We'd like to thank you, our Twitch, YouTube, Facebook followers, and also we want to welcome tonight Kick. For the first time we are streaming on Kick as well, so if there's anybody out there watching, when I last checked there are a total of 3 other shows streaming, Dungeons and Dragons streaming on Kick, so if you're looking for D&D, maybe you'll find us on Kick. Anyway, to all of you, thank you very much for joining us. If during the stream you follow on Twitch, or if you like or subscribe on YouTube, your username will pop up on the screen. To all of you, to all of our subscribers, thank you. Hey, what's going on in the campaign? Bear with me. The party started the last session in the Badenweiler. Traveling several days, they reached the dreary outskirts of Amsterdam in the Benelux. On a raised road, the party came across a wounded raven and being chased away from a flock of other ravens themselves. Kip picked up the wounded raven, tried to speak with it, and discovered a once dead, now reanimated raven. Dropping it, the party cautiously continued. They came upon a decrepit cemetery sinking into a swamp. Galila scouted ahead with her owl familiar, Abu. Gazing through her owl's eyes, she found an undead wandering through the cemetery, and a strange man as well, doing some kind of experiments in a mausoleum. Kip spoke with a different raven and discovered that the strange man performing experiments was known as the Baron. The party waded in toward the swamp to try and find out more about this guy. There they met the Baron. He told them, "I've been waiting for you." Something like that. I've been waiting for you. And Borin said that you, the champions of the sun, would show me proof of the existence of vampires. Balder showed the Baron the amulet he stole from Osman Ghazi. The party indulged in, I guess, what you could call a lunch in the Baron's home, a cemetery mausoleum cluttered with laboratory equipment, experiments, and books that smelt of stew and dead things. They spoke at length of vampires. Kip flicked holy water into the Baron's face and then chased him with a cross. They listened to the stories of the Baron's experiments on the dead, his faith with the Lord Almighty, and the Baron's possible role with the party. Establishing an acquaintanceship of sorts, they collectively plodded back through the swamp to the elevated roadway and continued on toward Amsterdam. Dominating the city's skyline was a massive tower with multiple smaller towers emanating and protruding from it. Circling overhead the tower was a large black dragon. Entering the city, they were struck by the sheer number of bawdy houses and stores selling recreational pharmaceuticals, if you will. The party stumbled across the crew that Balder left his cart with during the siege of Schloss Kyburg 19 months earlier. In the tavern, Balder learned that the folks he left the cart with subsequently gave his cart to someone named Utterkart van Dracunus, cousin to Veritas van Dracunus, the owner of the huge tower called Dracunus Term. The party went to Dracunus Term. Entering, they found an ornate lobby with high ceilings, a distinct dragon motif, and refined music playing. After asking for Utterkart van Dracunus, a receptionist, Grosser, used a strange device to talk with someone else in the building. Discovering that the party were the champions of the sun, they were warmly greeted by an enthusiastic Utterkart van Dracunus. After an enthusiastic conversation regarding the adventures of the party, they accepted lodging in Dracunus Term. Utterkart escorted them into a large box. In the box, Balder's hammer felt heavy, Mattias's armor reappeared, and Kip grew weak, very weak. Leaving the box, they entered a large, luxurious room, 80 stories up. Once in the fabulous room, Mattias's armor reappeared, and Kip slowly overcame whatever was making him weak. Grosser left them, but returned with some comfortable clothes and pajamas and what have you, and took Balder's and Kip's armor to have it cleaned. After bathing and changing, the sun set, and the party again got in the box and went downstairs. We rejoined the party. Welcome back, guys.
Yes.
Huzzah.
Happy 100.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Can't believe
You
it's
were-
100 since we started streaming.
That's crazy.
Yes. Yes, and things fail even 100 sessions in. Yes, they
I
do.
think
That's why
we
I
did
always-
even better without the teleport. in
Thank
all
you.
honesty.
That's why I always print it out. It's,
Gotta have backup.
paper never fails. So you guys are down. You come downstairs into the luxurious lobby, which the map is on my right, your left-hand side. There's the distinct dragon motif, blackish gray dragons all around the room. At one end of the room is a huge statue of a man with a dragon's head. The carpet is thick, There's music being pumped in from somewhere. The furniture is covered with a fine gold silk fabric. Grocer is downstairs. You've met him. He's like, going out for the evening?
Yeah,
We were gonna go get food.
we're gonna get something.
Even though I don't know.
I
if
thought you were
feel like
making
it.
reservations for us.
Yes,
somewhere.
well, we did have one, but and if you want it, it's at the Copper Shook. It's a very, very fine restaurant,
Sounds fabulous.
and they're expecting you.
Oh,
But I wasn't sure what you wanted.
Is it covered? What? Are they covering the feet?
it's kind of a rude thing to ask.
Well, I'm asking you to ask that.
I think we should just assume.
So it's not me being rude, it'd be you being rude. It's okay.
Is everything all right?
Yes, everything's fine. Do you have a gentleman that can lead the way there for us?
Well, it's if you.
No,
Well,
someone else lead us there.
Oh, very well. Of course, I will lead you there. Please.
Oh, fabulous.
By your leave. He turns to one of the guards and just nods to him. He says, and escorts you out into the streets. And you can see it's a dreary night out in the streets. It's just kind of misting and raining as you head out into the outside.
Whose idea do you think it was to build a city in a swamp?
Location is everything.
And surely there's better pieces of property around than like middle of the swamp. Or edge of the swamp.
I
I mean, it's a port, but
maybe he enjoys his isolation.
seems like a lot
But-
of effort to build a city out here.
Doesn't want
Must
too
be
much
worth it.
company.
Well, if you're dabbling in something that maybe you shouldn't, who feels like coming all the way out here in a swamp to stop you?
That's true. That's true. If things go awry, it's okay. But maybe company's out because you wouldn't build a 80-foot tower if you didn't want company.
Perhaps the region provides a necessary ingredient for the refinement of the bitumen.
Wow.
Perhaps.
It's definitely smarter than Borat.
He had his other strengths. He was handsome and very strong.
I'm gonna flick some holy water at him again. is he all right? Is there something wrong with this guy?
I am not a cat. He was a squirt bottle.
So what kind of meal can we expect at this place?
Well, they have the finest. I mean, I think there's an Irish lamb braised to perfection, standing rib, I believe, on tonight's menu, but I'm sure they'll make just about anything you desire.
Question for you, and I'll kind of pull him to the side and just say, I find the contraption that moves us from one floor to the next unsettling. It is very difficult for me to use, but the stairs at such a height, that could be tedious. Is there any other way up?
Oh, do you fly? No, I'm only joking.
I don't.
No. Yeah, well, if you flew, it might be easier. No, there's really only the box, but we can get someone to carry you.
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I mean, my back can't handle it, but I'm sure someone would be, more than happy, especially if you've had a good meal. There's no reason to waste all that energy.
No, I have a certain reputation to upkeep, and
I mean, you are pretty frail.
I'm off to the side over here. I mean, I know that when
I'm
they
not
said I
listening,
got
I'm not
weak,
listening, I'm sorry,
I was
I'm
already
sorry.
weak.
I'm
This was
sorry. I'm
weaker.
sorry, I wasn't listening to your conversation. I apologize.
Well, I'm so sorry that you don't find our accommodations.
Oh, no, it's not the
welcoming or
accommodations. It's not the
comfortable.
accommodations. It's just moving between floors.
Maybe a cot in the lobby.
I mean, I'd be open to that. maybe something on the first floor.
We don't. We don't have any offices on the first or rooms on the first floor. Everything's
I see.
most desire the view.
I see.
Although it's a little bit foggy today, I admit.
All right. All right. Well, thank you. I'll figure something out.
But when you get back, we have keys that will allow you to get into your room up the stairwell as well. If that helps.
That might be a thing. Yes.
Well, here it is, the Carpathian, a very, 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 very fine restaurant. He opens the door for you. You walk inside, and what looks like just an absolutely spectacular. You can see the picture there. Wood-paneled walls. The wood-paneled walls. It's the same music is being pumped in for some bizarre reason. Wood-paneled walls, polished floors, comfortable, albeit wooden chairs, but comfortable wooden chairs. Tables with tablecloths, clean utensils, napkins, plates. A gentleman in another green outfit approaches you, a very snug, and he says, "You must be the champions of the sun."
Yeah, that's us.
Welcome to our fine establishment. Please, come and have a seat.
I wait for him to pull my chair out.
It'd be our pleasure.
He does. He walks up and pulls a chair out. Several waiters and waitresses walk out into the room and stand off to the side as you are taking your seats, and he helps you into each of your seats. And he says, I am Gottspettler. If there's anything you need tonight, just call upon me, but I'm sure our staff will be very, very helpful to you.
As I sit down, take off my coat and kind of like twirl it around in like a, like big sweeping motion, turn around, put it on the back of my chair, and I'll sit down.
Would you like us
very
to
formal,
hang that
very
up
used
for
to
you?
it. No, this will be fine right here. I'll take your finest champagne.
Oh, of course.
For all of my friends.
Of course.
And a very red wine.
Of course. Only the best.
Is there like food and stuff already on the table? Like
No, there isn't anything yet.
Nothing yet.
And they come forward, and the waiters and waitresses start clearing away what appear to be chargers off of your table. And the first waiter comes up to you, and he says, I'm Meinrad. Our first course tonight will be a bisque, a lobster bisque from off of the coast of the Sky Islands. It's very, very rare that we get these lobsters in here. I hope that it's to your satisfaction. We normally serve it chilled, but if you'd like it warmed up, we can have it warmed up for you as well.
I will take the house's recommendation.
Very well.
Chilled, it is.
Chilled, excellent choice.
Heated,
Excellent
please.
choice.
I'll try it heated.
Heated,
Me
understood.
too.
Yes, it needs to be.
Heated.
Heated as well, understood.
Yes, it
And-
is cold out there.
And for you,
Swampy.
good sir, your bisque chilled or heated?
Oh, Rainer.
Chilled.
Yes. What's
Rainer.
about the shiny light?
Matthias.
Oh, Matthias, I thought you were looking at me.
I understand. Thank you, sir. Chilled.
Yes.
And I'm assuming the quiet one, wants his chilled as well. He comes forward. He disappears for a moment, and another individual comes out. Her name is Gerlind. She brings forward a glass of a bottle of champagne, and she puts it in front of you, and she holds it out for you to look at it.
Okay, look at it. Isn't any good? Would I know?
Sure, roll an investigation check.
Okay.
We are a baron. Roll an
Yeah.
investigation check with advantage.
Investigation. 16.
16. You're sure that it's a very, very fine champagne from southern France, legitimately from the Champagne region, as opposed to some sparkling gauche, sparkling wine from perhaps
Right. Okay.
somewhere in Germany or
I'll
someplace
take my
else.
champagne glass and I'll slide it over for her.
He carefully goes ahead and pops it and pours a small amount for you and waits.
Give it a taste. I'll put it back for more.
And he pours, and then he goes around and he pours for each of you.
Yep.
This continues.
Like
What-
sniffing it.
You like the bubbles, right?
Yeah, this is a total 180 for me. Or I'd be like,
That's what I'm waiting to do. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is all nice and fancy.
I will note, different than what you've seen her. She's got her hair out of the braids, and she has a lot of hair. She kind of knew what she was doing and tried to look a little nicer.
Yep. Took a bath, got clean,
yeah.
got that one up to go in.
Exactly.
Okay.
A short while later, your soups come out, and the waiters and the waitresses put them down in front of you.
Tasty. Yeah, it's good.
I don't need
Why don't we do this all the time? you are only here recently, but we usually do not.
These
like
common.
this. Do not get used to this.
Why is it that you believe we are getting such treatment?
This could be our last supper.
He does not mean that.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would you say such a thing?
He makes jokes.
Because, this could be like the final meal before they take the champion of the suns off the map. Eat up, gentlemen, ladies.
You are very dour tonight.
Stuff's so good.
You just can't handle the elevator. And don't eat too much. We don't want to mess in the box on the way out.
This is only course number 1.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Maybe
lobster.
you should just stop right there.
The waiters and waitresses wait for you to finish your bisque, and then they bring out a series of trays that you can tell have a pate on it, and they put it in front of you with small crackers and other little biscuits.
Keep eating the food.
Why is it you believe that they treat us this way here?
What do you mean?
Well, this is not common for you. Why is it they treat you?
Well, no,
this
we're
way here?
usually on the road, and we're only in taverns and small villages.
So
We don't really have a chance to eat.
As to why do you believe that they treat us this way? What
people
is
in
it
the
that
town?
they want?
Well, if they wanted to kill us, they would have just killed us when we got there.
They want it to be a spectacle.
For who?
In this, they want to fatten the elf up. Possibly.
To feed us to the
This is a way to do it. You have to plump me up.
It must be a
For a
reason
dragon.
for this.
I think they might want us to do something for them.
Maybe they're just fans. We can go the complete opposite end of the spectrum. They could be a big fan.
Have you heard of all the things we've done?
I have heard some,
Yeah. Well,
not all.
it's pretty great.
Most villages would think
travel-
so.
yeah. News travels,
It is best not to guess. That way you are not surprised.
The bards, the minstrels, they love to embellish. It's all for our own good.
Maybe they want to recruit us.
What was the name of the guy that led us here? The guy we've been dealing with so far? again?
Gosser.
Gross.
He left already. He left.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Let's just take their kindness as kindness for now.
It's difficult to do that when you've gotten too used to being suspicious all the time.
Perhaps we shall just play the part for now.
Yeah, play along. Nobody passed out after we ate the bisque, so I think we might be okay. We might as well enjoy the meal.
The pate goes around. Eventually, they come and clear away your plates, and the waiters and waitresses bring out the first course, or the first main course, if you will, of a choice of poultry or fish. You can see they're both done to perfection, not too dry, not too moist, and they both have an exquisite lemon butter sauce on it, adorned with some greenery to give it color. They bring it around to each of you, and Gottspeller says the sommelier Manrad will be right back with your choices of wine, unless you want to continue to drink champagne, which of course you're welcome to do.
Well, at least for me, variety. Spice of life. Let's try something else.
Very good, of course.
The wine red enough for you?
We shall see.
We'll find out. We'll drink as many as it takes until we find the one that is red enough.
If it gets me back up to those contraptions.
Meinrad comes forward, your sommelier. I've selected a fine, very young Pinot Grigio to have with your fish and your chicken as your first course. Is that all right?
I would prefer a red.
He's kind of right. I mean, white goes better with chicken and fish.
I do not need to be told what is better for me.
I mean, maybe you should just wait until we're onto the meat course for the red.
I shall agree with my friend. I will be a courteous
I'm just
guest.
saying. Pairing is very important. It opens up the palate. It lets you experience the food to its fullest.
Very well.
You'll thank me later.
He opens the bottle and he goes, and he holds it out. It pours a small sip for you. It's very young. It should have an essence of apple, very slight citrus, but not too acidic at all. And he pours around for the group.
I'll take a sip. This is trash. Knock it over to the side.
Kip gulps it down. That wasn't so bad.
Do not insult us further.
You're supposed to have it with the
I am so sorry, sir.
You tell me now.
What type of red would you like?
Just do better. Bring us something better.
Something better.
I thought that was pretty good.
Better like a port.
A port with chicken and fish.
I am the one eating the food,
Of
not you.
course.
That's more like an after. That's like a.
Of course.
You can leave that
Port.
one for me. Adam.
Okay, and by all means, we'll have it. He gets a wine case and puts it on the table for you. Yes, a port, right up. He disappears as you're consuming your first main course. He comes back with a bottle of tawny port. And he goes, "This is 50-year-old port. Would you like to try some?"
Yes, please.
He slowly opens the bottle. He hands you a very, very small glass. He goes, he pours it. There you go.
Okay. Smash around, smell it, taste it. Is it good?
It's very, very smooth, little smoky.
Okay. It's perfect.
Has very, very mellow. Clearly aged
Very
for a
good.
long time.
Very good. Do I have a bigger glass in front of me? I'll put
You want it in a bigger glass?
Yeah.
Of course you do. He gets a tall glass, pours it in. There you go.
I'll take it.
Enjoy.
This is what Brian's really like if you go out to dinner with him. Send this trash back.
At least Maxius has some etiquette. He knows the rules of what goes with what.
I mean, 50-year port is kind of young.
Considering how old I am, you're very
How old
young. I lost count.
The first course is cleared away, and out they bring out this luxurious rack of lamb, standing rack of lamb with the ribs pointing up and beautifully adorned. You can see that they've already sliced into it to make sure that it's done to perfection. It's pinkish red on the inside and crispy brown on the outside, and the glaze is crisped it to perfection. And they put it down and they start slicing it for you, each of you, and putting it on your plates and passing it around.
I'm gonna point down to Lykoa.
And they bring out.
Brought a dog to a restaurant.
He says, "You're the aficionado of." Maynard comes out. The aficionado of reds. Well, a Bordeaux, a fine 15-year-old Bordeaux.
It's very good. It's good.
It's good. He opens it, pours you a glass.
I'll do the same thing. I'll test it.
After drinking your port, it's like you can't taste it, but but it's pretty good.
It's not as good as the port, but it's good. It's very good.
He nods knowingly and he pours glass in another glass for each of you, a different glass. Enjoy your meals.
Thank you. Thank you very much. This looks wonderful.
They allow you to imbibe and they leave you alone for a moment.
Eat, drink, and be merry.
Lykoa is kind of like a service dog, right? So it should be okay that she's in a building.
Yes.
Should be fine. Service animal.
Yeah.
Emotional
Throw part of the bone.
emotional support animal.
Protection.
After you finished your main course, meat course, they bring out salads for you, and they're adorned with all types of cheeses and little bits of meat in and of themselves, and some fruits that you've never seen before mixed in there. And then a waiter carefully comes along and delicately pours a dressing on each of them for you, asking when do you want it to stop.
Never. I never want to.
Are you going to cry?
I think so. I don't ever want to leave here.
Maybe that is the plan.
Do you do breakfast?
Gutspeller says, not normally. No, I'm sorry.
Okay.
No, sorry, not normally.
That's understandable.
The waiters and waitresses sort of fade into the background, waiting for you to finish your meal. After you do,
very good.
I'm having trouble finishing.
Yeah.
Maynard comes back out and he says, I would normally recommend a fine port with dessert.
Is there none left?
No, there's plenty left.
Look who showed up for dessert.
But I want to indulge you with something a little bit more exotic. So if you'll allow us, as he's speaking, a waiter comes strolling in with a cart on wheels, a golden cart on wheels, and on top of it there is some type of souffle that is literally flaming. And then a waitress comes in wheeling another cart, and on it she has drinks that are flaming as well. And they bring them over and they put them down in front of you, and he goes, well, just obviously it'll go out in a moment, but just blow it out yourselves and enjoy. As they cut the souffle, this perfect light souffle with a crisped outside and the fruit glaze across the top, and put it in front of each of you, including Balder, who showed up for dessert.
You missed so much. It was so good.
I know, I'm like literally drooling. Real life.
The bed was too comfortable. I had to sleep in.
Well, you missed it. It was really good. I have to say,
Andre really does not have much of a clue about what wine goes with what meat, but it's fine.
The rest of the meal is, of course, very good. You can pretend it's not, but it is very, very good. Would you like some more pork?
Sure.
He pours another glass for you. He goes, we'll leave it on the table. We hope you've had a pleasant evening.
Oh, fabulous.
And we hope you enjoy your stay in Amsterdam.
So far, it has been fantastic.
I think we should get a couple of those bottles to go. It's a long road.
I'm sure we can call down on that magical device and just ask for it to be delivered magically to us.
Maybe.
Let's really see what they are made of.
We can try that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for a fabulous evening.
You're welcome. And they offer to pull your chairs out for you and help you with your coat.
Do we give them like gold or something?
Balder, give them a tip.
Give them a couple gold.
Put 5 gold on the table.
Oh, thank you, sir. That's very generous of you.
That's
the least we can do.
I think that's enough.
5 is a lot. What we normally give.
How much does dinner cost?
I don't know. I tried to get it for free, but Simon was too scared to ask.
Oh, that might be for free. They haven't tried to not let us leave.
That is true. We should go.
You get up and you head out.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. You get up and you head out, and they cautiously.
Usually we pay before.
They wait for you to leave the room. You notice that nobody's cleaning up anything until you've all left the room, and Gutspeller goes to the door and holds the door for you, and he says, I hope you have a pleasant evening, and thank you so very much for coming this evening.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So should we walk around, or do you just want to go back to the tower?
What's the night like now?
Is it like 9 o'clock?
Should we go to a
What
tavern
time
and
is
get some
it? Is
ale?
it foggy still?
It's still
After
pretty
that,
foggy. There's a light drizzle falling.
That wine was pretty weak.
It's foggy. There's like a dampness on the streets. It's not rain per se. It's like a light drizzle, just continuously slick on cobblestone streets. Narrow, tall buildings wedged together, slightly lean in with tall, narrow windows. Most of the homes / houses / buildings are about 3 to 4 stories tall, with probably about 1 door and typically about 2 windows on the first floor and maybe 3, sometimes 4 on slightly wider ones above that, and then continuing up. The tops of the buildings themselves are very ornately done, as if somebody was trying to display wealth.
I would like to take a stroll after dinner, so I shall excuse myself at this moment.
We can accompany him.
Yeah,
We can all go for a stroll.
let's go.
Okay.
We're all looking at you uncomfortably.
I mean, if we're going to go for a walk, why don't we walk past the factory? Maybe just take a cursory look at it.
I can agree to that. Yeah, let's do that.
You continue walking through the streets, and you see that it's broken up by canals, and over the canals there are bridges that go from one side to the other side, but allow boat traffic to pass underneath them. Not tall masted ships, but like low barge canal boats and what have you. There's some of the homes are lit around the area with what looks like oil lanterns outside of them, and there are people coming and going. Not as much traffic. You see the glow in some of the businesses that cater to extracurricular activities, if you will, with some of the wares being displayed in windows.
Would I know the area somewhat well, where I would know where the more downtrodden, portions of the city would be, or like
You
the
would
areas
know that
of
you would have to
the
go
more
to the
unfortunate?
outskirts.
Okay.
Really, probably just outside the city walls themselves.
Okay. In relation to the
Most
warehouse?
everything inside. Well, the warehouse is near. The warehouse is down near the water.
Okay. So that area wouldn't be kind of within
No,
that?
it
Okay.
seems to be fairly well to do. Everything inside the city, it's not exceptionally wealthy like the tower,
Right,
but it's
right. Okay.
but it's not a.
There's no surly sailors down there causing a ruckus.
You suspect they're on the periphery, just outside.
Okay.
Okay. So you go wandering through the streets and you're looking for the warehouse. It's very easy to find. You come across it and you see a large stone wall. A large stone wall, probably around 8 to 10 feet high. It's kind of hard to tell. With a tower at either end of this large stone wall with a huge gate. The gate itself is probably about 20 feet wide. So you've got a tower, a large set of wall, a huge gate, another smaller tower just beyond that. You can see kind of sticking up above just beyond that wall. The wall continues. There's another tower. The towers themselves have conical tops to them. It appears as though, just glancing up, you see slight movement every now and then, but there's no lights per se in them. You're struck by this just as you were walking around. You hadn't heard this before, but now you're struck by the very distinct sound of cats coming from inside the factory walls.
Do you think they use them for something?
Ratos, maybe?
I don't know. Yeah, maybe for rats. Pest control.
It's logic.
So we noticed cats, but do we notice maybe like an approximate amount of guards, perhaps on duty? Is that what the movement that we're seeing is, or?
It's nighttime, so in the one tower at the one end, up in the tower, you could just see every once in a while it looked like in the darkness, in the light mist falling and in the fog, like some movement in it. You can't get there's X number of bodies up in there. It's, if you will.
Okay.
Then there's a large section of wall, probably about 8 to 10 feet high, then a gate, then another large section of wall continuing, and then another guardhouse. On either end of, as you walk past the front of it, you notice that the wall continues back from the street. So if this is the street right here, and here's the gate, and here's a tower, and here's a tower, the wall continues back this way. And you suspect that way is toward the docks. That there's docks on, there's probably alleyways on either side of the factory wall as well. Inside of it's kind of hard to make out, but this wall, you quickly figure out, is not the wall of the building per se. It's a wall just surrounding the factory. What are you doing?
And there's nothing else that's similarly guarded as this. Like nothing, no other buildings or factories near the waterfront have like big walls around them like this does.
No, I mean there are lots of walls separating properties and what have you down near the docks, but you don't.
Does this stand out as
this stands out as somebody intended to protect it.
something? Yeah.
I am going to shimmy over next to Kip and just say, and just like usher you a little off to the side a little bit, like we're talking, and then I'm just gonna say, tap me if we need to go, and I'm gonna summon Abu. and I'm gonna have him fly just casually in the sky, but like over the territory of the factory a little bit. See if I get a better look over the walls and maybe in the window. Like, I'm gonna see how far he can get to maybe perching onto something where he could see if there are any windows.
Okay.
In the factory.
So your eyes roll back into your head, and and Abu takes off, and you go flying over the top of the warehouse itself. You cross the wall. You're immediately struck that the building inside is a large rectangular building. It's pretty tall. It stands well above the height of the walls on either side. It's probably, you're guessing, maybe 20, 30 feet high. It's kind of hard to tell, with a large peaked roof, if you will. On the peaked roof, as you fly around, it's not a very steep peak, so it wouldn't be hard to walk on, if you will. On this large peak, there is unusually, there are some, as you fly around, you note that there are some cats walking around on it. And that every once in a while, they just kind of look up at you, meow, meow, looking up at you, and they're like little clusters of them. You continue to fly around it. You see that the entire building is surrounded by a courtyard. The courtyard is maybe 20 feet deep around it. Inside, you see the two guard towers that you saw near the front along the walls. Farther back along the interior walls, the walls that parallel alleyways, you see two more towers. And then all the way back near the water, probably 100-ish plus or whatever feet, maybe 110 feet-ish, you see two more towers. And then off in one corner, there's a couple smokestacks sticking up, still kind of billowing out some material. But you saw smoke from up in your 80th floor room before. There's nowhere near that volume at this moment. Also, there's no lights in the building per se right now. You don't see any light emanating from it. There's no windows on it. But you do see back near the main gate where you first flew over the wall. When you first come up to the building, there's a large set of doors going in right there. Scattered around the perimeter of the building, you see in one corner some horses, and you see some hay for the horses. You see barrels stacked along the side of the building, just lots and lots of barrels stacked on one side of the building. And then flying around, you see barrels stacked on the other side of the building. On the far end, if you continue out toward the water, you notice that this goes right up against the water itself. And there are two huge, what looks like paddle wheels attached to the back of the building out in the water that seem to be taking advantage of the current that seems to flow by it. On another side, there's a platform, some kind of low platform. You can see it's kind of misty, but there's clearly some type of siege weapons on that platform itself. And that's what you've seen so far.
I'm going to say to Kip, do your eyes see a difference between her owl and the cats? Is it perhaps these cats are familiars? Like security?
How would I know that?
You are a hunter, no?
Yes. Maybe, yes.
You should try using your eyes and look.
They look like cats.
Did the cats Did the cats look healthy?
Don't know about
did they
this guy.
look like scroungy cats? Did they look How do they look? Like
They looked healthy. There's quite a menagerie of them. They were looking up at you.
And do I see any people, any like guards patrolling the premises outside?
You don't see any patrolling, but there's clearly some folks inside the towers.
Is there any way that I'd see like an opening, a small opening in the building whatsoever?
A small opening in the building?
To like, yeah, where like maybe if I perched and try to like get him inside. No. To peek.
Well, you've flown it. You don't see any openings in the roof per se. You do see what appear to be two large chimneys at one end, going up into the sky.
But they were smoke was coming.
Yeah,
out.
there's something coming out of them.
What does it smell like? Smoke.
The last couple days.
Yeah.
You.
Oh, you got it.
It doesn't. It smells harsh. It doesn't smell like wood.
Like any like flesh? Does this smell like pollution? You know, like
just more like
it's kind of like that, like chemical harsh.
It's probably somewhat. You probably haven't smelled something like this before, so it's probably somewhat acrid to you. Yes.
And what color is the smoke?
Well, right now it's nighttime, so it's just kind of like everything is shades of gray and kind of blues and purples and gray and misting. So there's no distinct color. But you remember the day before, you saw that it was belching what looked like almost like a bluish smoke, and then from the other one, kind of a whitish smoke, bluish black. Maybe black and then blue and then white.
I'll ask Simon. We're here. Was there anything in particular you were looking for?
No, I just thought we'd come and take a look.
All right.
Tomorrow we'll come and.
That's fair.
I mean, there's no reason to go skulking about.
Yes.
We might as well just come in the light of day and
I'll nudge Galila.
ask to see whoever.
Nudge.
Right?
I'll come out of it.
Okay.
Simon doesn't think we should be skulking about.
Okay. Well,
We can come back
Whatever
tomorrow.
you say.
At the moment, you're right. We are guests.
That was indiscreet.
We are guests, and we can probably
I'm
just
just
come
saying
and
we
maybe
can
ask for a tour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But after all, we are the
Simply
champions
pry
of the sea.
around.
Haha.
Yeah. What was that,
On
Matthias?
the one hand, this entire situation has me very suspicious. After all, we've never had this kind of reception before when we first arrived in a place.
Ah, yes, but Redbeard, he was seemed very much aware of the champion's actions, and this is now the second person we've run into that seems to know all about who we are and what we've done, and maybe word is really just getting out. I too am suspicious.
That is part of my reluctance.
Yeah.
On the one hand, I am cautious, but on the other, it is pleasant to be so warmly welcomed.
Yeah,
I will admit.
I too am suspicious, but
The will of the people is behind us.
Morton did have a big mouth.
We shall be. It'll be easier to raise armies to fight Ghazi. This is fabulous.
We were raising an army. I actually have no idea. What happened to our army?
I heard they're all undead now.
We'll turn to Balder.
What?
What?
Wasn't that island with all the undead people?
No. This was a different army. We were trying to raise an army. Are we still trying to raise an army?
Yes.
Okay.
An army of
And
the undead.
they were meeting
would be
in
very useful.
Constantinople or something.
You
right?
raised them.
Constantinople.
You raised the dead to make them undead. So that would be raising an army.
Would you
No,
like
that
me
is a
to show?
completely different army that I really don't think the
No.
Champions of the Sun want the name associated.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Perhaps sometime I will show you.
Hear his request.
Which request?
Nothing.
I did not hear the request. I apologize.
That's cool.
I do believe the cats are magical in some sense. There's the minimal security, many cats.
Him with the cats. I'm gonna try and find a cat. And I'm
Maybe
gonna look at it.
maybe they run the factory.
Stare at it really hard.
And see.
Run the factory.
Does it look like a normal cat?
6 guard towers, right? And 2 to 3 guards in each tower. It's like 12 to 18 guards. Plus, there's probably some around the gate and the guard towers around the gate and that other big tower in the center. There's surely more in there. I would hardly say the place is
But
unprotected.
I did not see any outside when I went.
He's pretty well guarded.
You, I
for a
didn't see
factory.
him.
I mean, there's no real...
We know what they make here.
It is dark. I'm sure
The cats are probably for the rats.
they haven't really had any issues, but there could be many more guards
How about we go?
inside.
Why not overstay our welcome?
Yeah. How
Can we
about
continue our walk?
Yeah, but we go see some of where the civilians go. Let's talk to them.
Yes.
Still staring at the cat real quick.
Right now, we've only been experienced to what they want us to see. Why don't we just ask around?
Sure, I would love to see the city.
You go wandering through the streets further? Yes? No?
Yes.
Okay, you go wandering further through the streets, and there's still some people out. It's kind of misty and kind of a yucky evening, if you will, compared to what you're used to. But it's, you're near the coastline, that the wind's coming in off the water is bringing in a layer of mist and a layer of fog and a slight drizzle that's keeping everything damp. Things are dying down. Yes, go ahead.
Have I noticed anyone watching us strangely while we've been in the streets? Just keeping tabs on us or anything?
I mean, I'd say everybody kind of looks at us. We don't look like normal people, right?
Yeah, I mean, specifically, being followed or, I don't know.
Can I get your order?
You don't notice anything.
Okay. Is there a tavern? A local tavern?
Sure, you find a local
Now
tavern.
we're talking. I was beginning to get thirsty again. The walk has brought it on.
Sure, you come across, you see a single door with 2 bow windows with multiple panes on them. Overhead, a slight glow coming from inside of it. There's a local tavern there.
I open the door.
You
After
open the
guys.
door and go in. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, you walk into the tavern, and it's not super busy, but there's a small crowd in there at the moment. And somebody says to you in Dutch German, "Guten Abend, wie geht's?" 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Bier oder etwas something else?
Ale?
Ale? Yep. Yeah, right up.
Yeah.
You see some empty tables. You take a table and find yourselves without any.
This is much more like it.
Is this
Who looks
the
talkative?
area that we're in? Is it a little bit more poorer area?
It's poorer. Yeah, I mean it's poorer than the tower.
Okay.
We're in the middle class now.
More like
You get the. If you're looking for some kind of modern analogy, everything in here is probably middle class, upper middle class.
Okay. I'm
There's
just worried about
probably
the area,
no. You haven't come across any areas of poverty.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Okay.
Inside the walls. You
Okay.
haven't.
Oh, we're still inside the walls.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are inside the
Okay,
walls of
okay.
the city, unless you
Okay.
say you've left the city.
No. No, that's,
You
we're
you
just a little
paid to
bit past
enter the
time.
city,
Yeah.
and you went
right.
through walls.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I forgot all about that. Okay.
Do you think there's a hand stamp in case you leave the city so you can come back in the city?
Smiley face with 2 fangs.
If you leave and then come back the next day, is it still good, or did they change the color?
Change the color.
He comes up and he drops down. Zix. He says,
They haven't figured any of that out yet, so maybe you can trick the system.
Take the drinks. This is finery.
And he says to you,
It's all good to me.
Come and see aus Deutschland? You come from Germany?
We
He says to you,
we come out of Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah. Many adventures there.
Good. Möchten Sie etwas essen? Do you want anything to eat? Nein? The stew is good.
What is in it?
Everything. A little bit of fish, a little bit of meat,
Well,
some
you
potatoes.
didn't get to eat.
I cannot pass up a good stew.
Yeah, maybe a little bowl.
Okay.
That's one bowl.
A piece of bread.
And bread.
Bunch of foodies.
He comes back a few minutes later with a bunch of bowls that are all stacked on top of each other. He kind of dips it into a bucket and puts them down in front of you, and he says, "Und Brot für Sie." And bread for you.
The stew.
And
That's good.
Yeah, petition.
Can you see if you can get him to, like, I don't know, talk about the tower or what it's like to live here? I don't know. I can't speak it.
What about the, we are new, it's the first day, the dragon?
What about the dragon?
Right for it.
What about the
Yes, that is a
yes?
good question.
I mean, everybody seems very okay with it.
Well, I think they've kind of gotten used to it. As long as it doesn't seem to bother anyone.
Oh, well, that is good.
I mean, it's a frightful thing. If it gets too close to you, it's very scary. But it seems to stay up pretty high most of the time.
That's good. That's good.
Occasionally it comes in from the northeast and very, very low and then climbs back up. And it seems to depart to the northeast as well, but...
But mostly stays over the sea.
Ask him if they hire any townsfolk.
Are you looking for a job? Is the champions of the sun not paying you enough?
I don't know.
You got somebody getting paid?
I mean, there's
But I do have work.
There really is no salary.
Outside of it.
And for some reason,
Contracts come
Balder
up
has all the
every
money.
month. You can renegotiate then.
This is episode 100.
Perhaps we should divvy that up at some point when we get back to the tower.
For what?
If they hire the townsfolk to work at the factory, the employees.
What is with that big, large factory with the walls and the guard towers?
Well,
What are they making there? It must be very valuable to keep it so safe.
I think they're refining bitumen.
What is that?
Well, it's some kind of sludge. It comes in from out in the swamps and they turn it into something else and ship it off someplace else. But it's brought in a lot of money. I mean, the owner of that place has spent a lot in this city.
Who's the owner?
Dracunus. He's the guy who built that tower.
The guy that owns the factory built the tower?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense, yeah. Huh. Was he from around here, or did he, like, move here?
I don't know. I believe. Some say he's an adventurer.
You don't say.
Or was.
I've known a couple of them.
Well, I think he's kind of settled down or something like that.
Interesting. Do people like him, or is he like a jerk?
Oh, he's very, very, very personable. I mean, as much as one guy can say this about another guy, he's strikingly handsome too. I mean, just yeah, he's very likable.
How old is he?
Oof. I mean, he's like I said, he's strikingly handsome, so he's got to be about, I think, 59-ish.
So he's a young man.
Ale is good. I'll be at the bar if you
Very
need
good.
anything else.
Of course.
I just want to take this opportunity while we're gathered to just kind of regroup and talk about what we're doing here, what our objectives are. I've been away and now I'm back and want to know maybe a little bit more about where we are at with Ghazi. We'll say that low.
I would like to hear this. Too.
Everyone in the
Me
bar.
too.
Like where, what is our intent of like, where do we plan on going? Where do we plan on ending up? What are we searching for at this point? Like, can we just clear all that up?
Yeah, so I'll fill in what I know. We have, I'm not too sure how this place plays into anything, but he does seem to have a lot of resources we may be able to utilize if he's willing to help us. Our main goal, I'm attempting to build an army who will help us fight Ghazi.
Yes.
We have a few connections we've already made who are helping us recruit forces that want to fight evil. Our main focus is trying to get northwest to the Teutons. We believe
Northeast. The same direction of the dragon.
West,
East would be towards Russia.
Yeah, west is towards
France.
Towards
I
Spain.
thought that's where we're going.
The west is towards France and Spain.
I thought we're going to France.
And
But the Teutons are
the Teutons are this way,
northeast.
and we're here.
Okay, but we're going to France first because France has the spearhead.
No,
shaft.
that's in Spain. They're my house.
Yeah, it has the shaft.
Yeah, that's. But
We're attempting to build the ultimate
We
weapon.
gotta ask
here.
these questions. Like, we don't know if we're going to France or Spain or the Teutons.
But
I could have sworn
We might-
France had. It was Louvier's sister.
well, yeah. Well, they might have the crystals that power the
Yes.
staff.
Because we know the
But-
Teutons. We know the Teutons do and are destroying them.
But that troll.
Or using them to destroy magical items.
But the troll might have the crystals too.
Yes.
What were the dragon?
Those are the crystals.
Those are the crystals they shed.
Yeah.
That's what powers the
That's
crystals.
the spear that we have to.
What dragons
unify.
have them? Not a black dragon, perhaps?
Well, maybe.
Okay. Because I don't remember it being any specific dragon type.
Not that.
Because we've met what? Green, white, red?
And machine.
There are no red dragons.
No red? Did we not read red? What was in
What
Sagut?
was-
How do you
What
know
was the
that?
one in Sagut?
Everybody knows that there are no
The
red
dragon we
dragons.
met in
No, there's no red
Serbia.
dragons.
I thought it was.
Am I the only one here who was there who was there when we met a dragon in Serbia?
I definitely
was
was
there.
not in Serbia. No.
There was one that Gundrix spoke to outside of
It was a green
Sagut.
dragon.
That was green?
Yes.
And there
We
was the
saw
one that you guys
another
did
green
the
one.
silver to.
There was the green one in when we fought the water pusses. That we fed the horse to. That was green, I think.
We're off track. We're off track.
Back to where we're going.
Yeah.
So,
We are attempting to build the ultimate weapon
but
that is said to take down Gas.
we might want to travel through the Teutons, and you had mentioned you might want to go home and
Well,
the,
there's
the
room,
troll
yeah.
was
So
near
there's
the
rumors.
church.
There's rumors the Teutons are using the crystals to help them destroy other magical items.
With the bitumen.
Yes, with that stuff.
So we want to go to
That
the
they're
Teutons
making.
to get the crystals, which we could also get from a dragon.
I don't know if do the Teutons have the crystals?
I thought I thought they were.
I just
using
know
them
that
for
they're trying
something.
to destroy magical items
In general.
and holy items.
I would love to go to France, but that's not a real.
Like for pleasure or because you have a need
That's
to
right.
go?
And then France, Louvier's sister might know more about the
Divine
crystals.
need to go.
Right?
Understood.
And there might be crystals in Iceland. And
Okay, but
Which we have to get Iceland anyway.
but you have
and I think
what of this spear?
where
already?
was the troll in Norway?
I'm gonna say yes. Metagaming.
I'm pretty
out of
sure.
character.
I,
Yes.
I think it was Norway.
I think it was.
What of this
Just
spear
to
do you
help.
have already?
What?
You have anything of the spear already, or we just know of the spear and we are trying to build it?
We have
a piece,
the spearhead.
the spearhead.
Yes, there it is.
We are constructing.
You need the shaft.
We are constructing a weapon called the Demon Slayer.
Yes.
It will allow us to destroy Ghazi and
Is a vampire a demon?
This is
I mean, I think it's just nomenclature.
Terms.
Yeah.
Well,
it sounds good.
I see.
I mean,
Okay, but we need the shaft and
So-
any other and the
And it
crystal.
is Norway.
And the crystals. The
Okay.
the spearhead was from the spear that struck Jesus in the side.
Okay.
We have obtained that. That was hidden in Schloss Kaiberg.
Okay.
And
You have that.
yes,
Yes.
we have that.
Can
Well,
I
we
see?
have part of it.
Sure.
Yeah. I'll pull out it's all wrapped up in like a silk cloth, and I'll give you the head to the spear.
Don't try to magically join with. It's not pleasant.
What?
Not pleasant at all.
I don't think we need to worry about that.
Okay.
We don't do
Just
that.
unwrap it and.
But I remember, now I remember
Silence.
something. So the Teutons are collecting the crystals to destroy them.
Oh.
They're sucking the magic
Oh,
out
they're
of them.
destroying the crystals, not
Yes.
using them to destroy.
They
magic.
know that they have a magical power, and
actually
they're
makes more
sucking up the
sense.
power and destroying the crystals. So they have access to them. Before they destroy them, we could get them.
Got it.
Also, Louvier's sister, he has a powerful sister who might have access to these crystals.
She works.
We don't
for
know
the,
for
she
sure.
works for the anti-pope.
Yeah. Yes. So
Not
she
the
may
true
be able
Pope
to get
Nicholas
us
that
some.
we met. He is a great man.
Sarcasm.
You met the Pope.
Because
Yes,
we still
Nicholas.
need, and now the shaft
The
to
true
the.
Pope.
That must have been an experience.
And now, what are we missing from
That's
this
what you see.
demon killer? We just need the shaft.
The
shaft and the crystals.
No.
And the crystals.
Yes, and
We need the
where is the
shaft.
shaft
That
again?
the shaft I believe is located somewhere near where I grew up in Zaragoza. So in Spain.
Zaragoza.
Also in France. And we've been trying to find them, and the Raps of Guillaume. Guillaume was a Templar that we believe he died in the Battle of Acre in the Holy Land. We believe he made a deal with a demon. He also became a vampire. We believe we have actually met him at least on one occasion. He is now known as Orgrad.
Oh yes.
Would
I was
I,
afraid you were going
would
to
I
say
know
that.
any? Would I know any of this history that I could add to it in any way?
Shaft, wraps, crystals.
So we believe that the wraps that he used to staunch his wounds may be what is needed to bind
it.
the head to the wooden shaft, and then there's some way to empower it with the crystals. I'm still doing the research. I have a book.
I'm gonna say you may have heard of Argred the vampire,
Okay.
and that you know that he's
Destroy
from.
the amulet.
Well, that he resided for a
They said
while.
that they would have their magic might be able to do it.
in the Carpathian Mountains near Transylvania.
Maybe.
Okay.
And in order for the weapon to work, it must be wielded by multiple people that are true of heart, that have goodness in them.
You still have a heart.
I do. We can use that.
So it functions, from what I know, it functions best with 4, but it can operate with less.
Okay.
Ideally, besides everyone here at this table, we will have plenty on our side when the time comes to wield this weapon.
We can hope. Yeah.
So, locations. We are in Amsterdam.
We're in Amsterdam.
We want to go west to Spain.
Well, first to France.
France, Spain,
Mm-hmm.
and then at some point back to the Teutons.
Maybe to Iceland. There may be a stash of dragon crystals there.
Okay.
With tears or whatever that calls.
At some point, I do need to go to Scotland.
We would go right through it on the way to Iceland.
Iceland would be along the way.
We could make it.
And that would be beneficial.
But we just have to decide where to go from here.
It sounds like we
East
have
or
a lot
west?
to do.
East or west?
I also like to go to Switzerland.
I do not think...
For the chocolate?
For the chocolate.
Yeah. I do not think that
heard
it
good
would
things.
be wise to disturb the bitumen because we would fall under suspect of the Teutons with all these other things that you are working on.
Maybe we could bring the Teutons to us.
Well, I would rather. I'm not here to disrupt whatever they're doing to make money.
But I mean, tomorrow we have a meeting.
I would rather talk to him and see where he lies. Is he
Yes.
on our side, or is he? Maybe we get a feel that he's with Ghazi, or maybe doesn't care that he takes over. I'd like to kind of gauge where he lands.
And if he is with Ghazi, then what would your reaction be? What would you do?
Currently, there's nothing we'd be able to do except know that he is not an ally, and we have to move on.
Right.
He could also.
We're not going to blow up this whole town.
He could also have motives all his own that aren't involving Ghazi. He may just be interested in profit. And it just so happens that his goals align with other goals. There may not be an intention of malice.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's such a big tower, one has to suspect some malice.
We
Guess we'll
cannot
find out.
fight him in his own tower. It's just not gonna. Don't think about
I think fighting him inside the tower is better than fighting him outside the tower when he's a dragon.
Just premature. We might not have to fight him at all. So is that just? I just wanted to be clear. So I've got France and Spain, Teutons, Iceland, maybe Switzerland, Scotland. Anywhere else that is needed.
Well, I thought you wanted to go back to, like, what was it, Sardinia to kill the zombies?
No.
Oh,
no, we're just crossing that off the
It's too late for that.
Eventually got to end up back to Carpathia.
It's too late for that.
So we can hit that on the way back.
Carpathia, yeah. At maybe at the end.
Yeah,
Carpathia,
yeah,
but,
on the way back.
Carpathia, we'll write that all the way at the bottom. And where were those zombies? We're gonna put that.
You're the one that
Put that at the
this
bottom of the
tangled
list.
web that we're trying to decipher.
Where were the zombies at? What was the place?
That's whatever. I mean, they're all over the place now.
Sardinia, yeah.
Put that on the second page.
I'm gonna put that on here as like a.
Maybe.
I feel like this is my Skyrim quest log.
That's exactly where I need to hit the I to be able to figure out where we are. But this is good. Like, are you on board with all of this?
Is there anywhere you want to go? So rude. We didn't even ask
He
what
still
your
has a
plans
few
were.
lines. We can add some
I mean,
stuff right
I'd
in the
have to
middle.
move Carpathia down a little further, but
Oh, we're going to France. We're definitely going to France.
I think Mattias is asleep anyways. So no.
No.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
having trouble figuring out
What to do? Yes.
what to
We all are.
do. Yeah.
he's like, we're going there.
To be honest, I don't know. I would love to go to France.
Oh, but that's his number one on the
because-
list.
It's great.
Yes.
My headquarters are there, so it'd just be nice to see the place.
You have a headquarters.
Well,
Did the Champions of the Sun have a headquarters, or is that Constantinople?
We do now, yes. Yeah.
not like my personal.
Where everyone's
Like-
meeting.
Yes.
There's a picture
My,
of us on the wall. They all
agency.
meet there and they train and they're getting ready to fight Ghazi.
I
had to pose like this for a week.
So what exactly are we trying to decide?
Oh,
Are we trying to decide something?
just a plan, a general
The
plan.
next 6 years of our
We
lives.
we all promised Borinth that we would stay on course and see this to the end, and there's just
And I certainly intend to.
yes.
But the problem is that this conversation has meandered so much that I'm beginning to wonder if it doesn't resemble a serpent more than a conversation.
No, I think we've got the right France, Spain, Teuton,
here-
Iceland, Switzerland, Scotland, Sardinia, Carpathia.
My opinion is that
Works for me.
We must obtain the pieces as quickly as possible.
Yes.
Right. So, sorry. Let me be clear. So the France is the
wraps.
Wrap.
Hopefully.
Right.
And Spain is the spear.
Spain is the shaft.
The shaft.
The shaft of the spear.
The Teutons are the crystals.
Or France.
Or-
Or at least a lead from France for crystals.
Or Iceland is crystals, you said, right?
Because there
So we have
is.
to through Spain, to Spain by way of France.
Yes.
Yes.
In France, we will be able to find the wraps and possibly the crystals. If we do not find the crystals in France, we have to go to Terra Mariana.
Is that Iceland?
Terra Mariana.
Is that Iceland? Iceland, okay. So Iceland. And along the way is Scotland. Can we make Switzerland along the way to France?
I mean, the other
kind of,
where we
we're
are?
kind of up
We're
above.
north.
Right?
Yeah, we're north now.
Okay.
When we were
The
coming
other
to
option.
this area.
Yeah, we've already kind
To
of
be
been.
fair.
You missed Switzerland.
To be fair, what
we
is
just turn
the
around?
chances? What are the chances we bring up the crystals to this guy, Dracunus?
Oh, definitely. We have a dragon.
I
Well,
mean,
we
if
might.
he is supplying the Teutons with the chemicals they need to destroy magical items, he must know what they're destroying.
Sure. Perhaps. Maybe it's a no
And
questions asked kind of deal.
Since he seems to have his own dragon, maybe he knows about these crystals.
It's true.
I mean, I don't know. Do we want to even bring it up, or is that dangerous?
It's very dangerous. You do not want to disrupt a businessman's business.
There is a good chance that Ghazi is hunting for these items as well. We
that
have
is
made a
assured.
name for ourselves, and he knows what we are up to.
Yes, that
He
is
has
assured.
surely found out what we are trying to assemble, especially after we obtained the head from Schloss Kleiberg and the...
I have been under the impression that Ghazi has watched everything we have done.
There was a time where he was sending his minions after us.
Yes.
That has died off.
For now.
Unless this is one of his minions.
Unless
We
he has
walked right
focused
to him.
Unless he has focused his attention on other things, like getting the parts.
It is true.
That are what will be able to destroy him.
Which is why it is high priority we get these. We travel and get them.
So we have to head to France.
France. Right, France.
I don't know what you said. Just, I feel like I should probably share this. Now that you talk about minions.
Yes.
You have minions.
No.
His headquarters and minions.
I'm very impressed.
I would like to go to France also.
It is number one.
I've been kind of maybe a little bit pursued by a secret organization set out to kill me. So it would be nice to go to France and...
Who would this organization be?
I'm not 100% sure of the name yet.
I guess that's why they're secret.
But I would feel very, very bad if this businessman had anything to do with it and you guys were surprised. So,
All right.
Well,
just
as long as you travel with
being
us,
cautious.
you have nothing to worry about. We face the worst this world has. I'm sure a couple bounty hunters will be no problem.
They are not bounty hunters.
Because you're a bounty hunter.
What are they?
They're bounty hunting a bounty hunter.
Assassins. Bounty hunters are...
They're bountiful hunters.
Bountiful hunters.
The only person who hunts a bounty hunter is an assassin.
I do not think that we are assassins. At least not very good ones.
No, we'd be terrible assassins.
Yeah, that is true.
We have taken out a couple kings, have we not?
Mm-hmm.
But we face everyone head on.
This is true. There's more honor that way.
My father's business dealings, and all of his connections, when I was younger, there was an attack on my family. And they failed, but it resulted in me wanting to do more to stop that from ever happening to me or anyone else, as it has with another family that didn't come out as successful. And that did not go well with my family, so I'm kind of off on my own for the time being. But my meddling has put a target on my back. And it's been quiet for some time, but just being cautious. And my ultimate goal for some time, and still is to find and put an end to it. So.
Well, can you tell us any more about this organization? Maybe we can find it.
What do you think headquarters has more information?
I just know they are very well networked. They only care about money and, you know, as a lot of, I guess, illegal organizations care about.
I feel the
so
ones
far
that
we've narrowed it down to every king in this entire
but
country.
you know, the organizations that just care about money, like they're a dime a dozen. You have to worry about the ones that really have like some kind of ideology there behind. Because they're like fanatical.
Maybe they do.
They're like fanatical.
But they probably deal with people who have ideologies, which makes it even trickier. I don't know, but
Or there are people at the top care about the money, and everyone who follows them thinks it's an ideology.
Care about the money.
You know, that's how you get followers.
That's true.
they also have a lot of dealings politically, and
They wouldn't be involved with vampires, would they? That you know?
I wouldn't be surprised, but I don't know.
All right, well, thank you for telling us. I mean, we can definitely be a little more cautious.
But that fits your mission to make sure that this doesn't happen to others. And that is what Ghazi does. He destroys families. He destroys homes. He eats people. Lots of people. In half with bites.
I just
Push
kind
the
of shudder.
stew away.
I just kind of shudder remembering
Remembering,
that whole fight. The horrors we saw in that room.
Yes, that was.
Take another big swig of my drink.
Dip the stew.
Not eat that.
I did not need to be reminded of that.
That's all I'm saying. He better be very scary.
He is. He is.
I personally have never seen him.
He had the red dragon.
There's a picture of him on the wall.
He had the red dragon.
Red dragons don't exist.
That dragon took me down every other round.
You keep telling us this every time we mention a red dragon.
Red dragons don't
He has a red dragon.
Red dragons do not exist.
He has a red
Well,
dragon.
then maybe he painted it. But he has a red dragon. We have seen it.
I was there. And he burns. It is hot.
And even better is he has full control over that dragon. Against its will.
Yeah, and Lykoa whimpers when we bring up the red dragon. Lykoa also felt his flames.
Well, perhaps we shall learn more tomorrow.
We were only level 5.
It's late. It's time for me to retire.
Yeah, we should head back.
Level 8? We were so young. We weren't ready.
When we walked in that room, he was so red. We should have come back.
He was just covered in blood.
Yep. Okay.
You guys get up from the tavern.
Yeah.
He comes over to you and says, Dragon, bitte. 3 gold, please. Thank you. Guten Abend, tschüss.
Almost
Have a
as
good
much
night.
as the other place.
You as well, sir.
Come again.
Yeah, right.
You guys head out.
That place was quite
tower,
expensive.
right?
Well, maybe
Yeah,
we
back
did.
to- back to the tower.
Maybe we didn't give them
Maybe
enough
we should
money.
have given him 6.
I know, you didn't even give him a tip. You just gave him like
That was the tip. We didn't pay for food.
That's true.
That was the tip for the waiter. We didn't even pay the bill.
We're diamond dashing.
As we head back towards the tower, the Baron kind of sticks to the shadows as much as possible. Just out of habit.
We pissed the
Sort
guy
of
off, and then there's just this.
Stays out of the main.
With included
people
gratuity.
around, kind of stays a little bit off the side, a little bit in the shadows.
Okay. As you head out in the shadows, you head out.
Lurking.
You head out into the night. It started raining at this point. It's coming down in pretty solid, good rain coming down at this juncture. You quickly weave your way through the streets, get somewhat soaked, but you find yourself back in the lobby of the Dracunus term, and you head inside. Grocer is there, and he welcomes you back. He says, "Welcome. How was dinner?"
Oh, fabulous.
Oh, that is wonderful.
I can't wait to know what your suggestion is for tomorrow night.
Well, I certainly...
You better start thinking of it now.
Yes, I better, yes, indeed.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Second
I mean, that is one
supper.
of the finest, if not the finest restaurant in Amsterdam.
We'll try number 2 tomorrow.
Do they serve the same thing every night or something different?
No, they most certainly do not.
Oh, go back and get a different meal tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow, if we had the chicken, we could try the fish. If we had the fish, we could try the chicken.
Yes, indeed. Yes, you're just making me hungry. Just talk about it.
Before we get in the box,
Yes,
do
indeed.
you have any buckets on this floor?
Buckets.
Yeah, just a bucket. A bucket for...
Oh, we'll get a bucket. Yeah, somebody will fetch. We'll have one. Just give us a moment.
No, it's okay. It is okay.
Or a paper bag.
Balder.
Of course.
You're gonna walk up 80 flights of stairs?
No, he's gonna carry me in the elevator.
How is that going to help?
You're still going to vomit.
You're gonna carry me up the stairs?
If you need me to.
Well, you can't walk up the stairs yourself.
I can walk up the stairs myself.
Right.
Is he going to carry you through the threshold afterwards?
I mean,
if he needs me to, I will.
Yes.
I mean, it was a big meal. I just,
Yes.
We're gonna be using the box to go up and down a lot.
No, not up and down, just up.
I'll just
tomorrow.
pick him up. I'm just gonna pick him up over my shoulder and go into the elevator.
Okay. We're in the elevator.
Just put it in the corner.
I'm gonna give him a pat on the back.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Just in case he has to roll for anything. Give you a little guidance. You can do this.
I don't want the lobster to leave. that
Neither do we.
That was very good. It would be wasted.
The bisque is good going down, but not coming back up.
You're all right then? Asks Grocer. Here. Oh, I almost forgot. Here, he hands each of you this. It almost looks like a playing card of sorts, and he goes, "This will allow you to get into your room through the stairs, if need be, and of course the bellhop will open your door from the box."
It's very plain for a card.
Yes, it is very plain. It's intentionally plain.
Put it in my pocket.
Interesting.
So are you really taking it? I'm getting in the box. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You get into the box.
Maybe you should start off on the ground.
I'm on his shoulders right now.
I still do not entirely trust this thing, but I will step inside.
Maybe Matthias should just carry me up the stairs.
Well, his armor's gonna pop back on.
You get into the elevator?
Yeah.
Yes,
Reluctantly.
okay. You get into the elevator. And up the elevator, the bellhop turns to you and he says, "Oh, welcome back. I hope you had a pleasant evening." And
We did.
he pulls a card that's on a chain, and he pops it into a slot and punches some numbers in. And he says, we'll be there in a moment.
Fabulous.
How you doing over there, Kip?
I don't know.
Kip, you are suddenly very weak. Mattias, your armor popped back on. Of course, your hammer feels, if it's in your hands, it feels very heavy.
Happy about
Not
that.
good, not good, not good.
You brought your hammer to dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're not even wearing armor.
I don't even have armor.
We're still in our robes.
Still in pajamas.
We walk
around like
walk
Hefner.
down in our luxurious robes.
Slippers with our initials on it.
Now slippers
The
are all
silk
muddy.
pajamas.
Wet and muddy. Yeah.
That's right. We don't have our armor.
Seems to be taking a little bit longer than last time.
No,
Very good
it's,
piano
it's
player, I'll say.
up. Here's your floor.
Minted
The elevator stops.
But where is he? Where does he?
It opens,
Yeah.
and it opens to your room. And he goes, I hope you have a pleasant evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You step out of the elevator into your room. You are in your room.
We don't need to talk about this.
You are watching the Carpathian Adventure on Seven-Sided Die, and we will be right back.
My name is Jumnus Dawnflower. I used to be a merchant sailor until I was shipwrecked on a strange island and killed in a sacrificial blood ritual. In the moment between life and death, an otherworldly goddess of light came to me, offering me a second chance at life if I swore to enact her will upon the world. Now I travel with the champions of the sun, looking to right wrongs, vanquish evil, and earn the new life I've been given.
Aha! Hello, friends! You can call me Livia Moreau. I come from the beautiful country of France, of course! Traveling as a salesman, banished from my home, where by the hand of my twisted sister, my father was killed, and I was implicated. Mon Dieu, how low I've come. But in that low, I found the champions of the sun. Although they may not smell like sweet wine, they are honorable. Mostly.
My name is Virexin. I am a monk who was exiled into Greece after fleeing my homeland. I was sent on a quest via a dream I received. I went in search of great heroes I saw in the dream to help stop some monstrosity from wreaking havoc across the world. I found those heroes in the champions of the sun. Now I strive to gain their trust so they can one day help me defeat the vile beast that threatens everything.
I'm Aldrich, and while I grew up an urchin in the narrow confines of Venice, I never seemed to fit in there. Except for this music box, my past is hidden to me. Now north of the Alps, I feel I'm close to home, wherever that might be. Near the Untersberg mountain, I discovered these intrepid adventurers. Though they're blazing a dangerous path, perhaps they might help me discover who I really am.
I am Mikolash, a monk from Romania, and sometimes too curious for my own good. My scars tell only part of the tale. Having witnessed cannibalism in my village, as a child, I fled, never to return. On my own, I stole from others to survive. A monk caught me and offered me a better way, but I abused their kindness. Now I walk alongside the champions of the sun. Will they be my own undoing? Or have I finally found the path I was meant for?
I am Borinth, the Cave Bear. I come from a tribe of barbarians that once lived in the mountains of the Badenweiler. While on my sacred spirit quest, my tribe and family were attacked with none left alive. I now seek the power to avenge my people. With my rage, I grow stronger. And with the champions of the sun, I seek a path to restore and preserve my people's culture and rid this world of any evil that stands in my way.
You're watching the Carpathian Adventure on Seven-Sided Die, and we rejoin the party in Dracunus Tomb, a huge tower in Amsterdam in the Benelux. We are back, and you guys are in your apartment. Is there anything else you're doing for the evening?
I shall retire for the night, and I'll find a closet. I'll go into it as dark as possible.
This is your hotel room on this, or your room.
There's a closet, and we go into the closet.
We all look at each other like.
I go in the closet, the doors just go.
It's a.
Isn't
I'm not even going to.
Isn't that exactly what Gazi does?
Trying to figure it out.
I'll be in the bath.
The bath itself is gold plated, as are the sinks, and there's this other device on one side of the room. It looks like a large bowl, but it has like this kind of like U-shaped thing on top of it.
Let's see.
And it's also gold plated.
It's a water bowl. You drink out of it.
I'll wash my face.
Like Cole's like.
What even is this?
I'll leave him to his dog bowl, and I'll start running the water in the
Even
bed.
like Koa's got gold-plated dog water.
Okay, so you're in this very luxurious room. There's a large set of window doors that look out onto a balcony. The room itself is plush, has large couches that are similarly gold silk covered. The floor is luxurious and deep. There's this distinct dragon motif throughout the entire place. All kinds of stone dragon heads on the walls. A huge, comfortable fireplace on one side of the room. There are three bedrooms, because you all said you wanted one room, with large double-sized beds. But then for some, the floor, the thick carpet might be just as comfortable, and the couches might be comfortable as well. Okay. Unless there's something you want to do, the night passes uneventfully. The next day comes up. If you walk out onto the deck, if you will, you can see how high up you are in the air. It is very disconcerting. You're actually up in the fog at this point. Every once in a while, you can look down and you catch glimpses of the gray city below, as you see in the image there, very, very far down below you.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Do I see the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I look up. Do I see the dragon in the sky?
No, you don't, but you don't think you have that great of visibility either. It's kind of just foggy, the clouds, and you're 80 stories up. You're actually somewhat into a layer of clouds at this point.
And I don't know if we asked this last time. Can we tell how much more of the tower there is? How much
It
higher
looks,
goes?
you lean out and you look up, and it looks like it goes a ways further.
Wow, jeez.
Wow, all right.
Big.
Is he?
Very impressive.
Did they say he would be available today or another day?
We
or
should
like
call and make an appointment
Yeah.
to speak to him.
Yeah, I think we've taken advantage enough of his hospitality. I think it's time we finally meet him.
I mean, we could take one more day. Just if maybe the food comes to the room this time.
Is it morning now? Is it morning?
Yeah. Yes, it
idea.
is.
It's a good
The night
idea. Let's
passes
use that phone.
unless
thing.
there was
Let's get some
something you wanted to
breakfast
do.
out here.
No, not at all.
Let's use that phone thing.
Breakfast? Maybe we could order some of that.
I'll pick up the
Wine?
magic box.
Is the little guy in there?
Hello? I don't hear anyone.
Hello.
Oh! There seems to be a delay.
I'm sorry about that. I was helping someone else. This is Grocer. May I help you?
Oh, this is the Champions of the Sun.
Yes, of course it is. I'm sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. What can I do for you?
What did we want again?
Food?
Oh,
and
breakfast.
And an appointment.
Is there a chance we can get some breakfast up here?
Yes, we'll have something set up.
fabulous.
Is there anything specific? Any particular allergies, food requirements?
Nothing red.
Nothing red.
Lots of fruit, but nothing red.
Lots of fruit, but no red fruit.
Correct.
Understood.
Yeah.
Understood.
And should we expect a appointment with Veritas today?
Veritas, yes. Otricot is setting something up for very briefly, perhaps right after breakfast, if you come down to the lobby. And then we'll send you up to Veritas's. He's looking forward to meeting you.
So we're going to go down and we're going to go up again.
Well, he has his own elevator.
Oh, fabulous. That sounds like a fabulous time.
What is he saying?
Nothing, Kip. Don't worry about it. Well, we will see the breakfast soon, and then we will see you shortly after. Thank you very much.
That thing is amazing.
Bringing food to us.
It's pretty
so
cool.
we don't have to go down.
That's what I've heard.
Oh,
Do you think?
Great.
Do you think he's just in there all the time? You just pick it up and he's there.
I think when he's on the other end and he picks it up, he gets really small. And he magically appears inside.
Well,
and then
you would know.
And then I can hear him.
You'd have the most experience with this.
But I'm not sure.
That sounds right.
A short while passes, and your food grocer is at the elevator and across from the barricade, and he's like, "Oh, I'll hand this over to you."
Wait, pick up the thing. If he's there, pick up the phone.
No, it's a different guy. It's not good.
He said it was grocer.
Oh, it's grocer. Yes.
Quick, let's see what happens.
Don't
See if
move.
he gets small. See if he gets small.
Here you go. Just handing it over.
Take it. Yep.
Yes, when you're set, come down. Otricot will meet you downstairs and take you up to meet Veritas.
All right.
What? What? What?
Yes.
Wait, we go down to go up.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Is grocer.
It's a different box. It's a different box we have to be in.
Is there another way where I don't have to go down? I could just go up from the stairs.
Not to Veritas's office. No, unfortunately.
You did great yesterday. You do it again. You'll be fine. Practice makes perfect.
It's inconvenient.
You seem to be getting used to it. You didn't even vomit last time.
It was not good.
The first time.
It just was not good.
The first
A
time
couple
you
more
were,
times you'll be a pro.
like all over the place. Last time, not so bad.
Yeah.
I have faith.
I hope they have croissants.
Just hope the eggs aren't running.
No.
Okay. Breakfast is excellent. It's all types of fruits, nothing red. So there's blueberries, there's mango, there's pineapple, there's kiwi. There's nothing red.
Okay. It's not as pretty, but you know. Red is
Totally
a pop
ruin the
color.
composition.
Yes, and bananas.
They were very
But nothing
accommodating.
red. And so you go
A whole bunch of
downstairs.
fruit that we have no idea what it even is.
Yeah.
All this tropical stuff.
Is there dragon fruit?
What is this?
Dragon fruit.
Yeah, that's all they serve.
You go up to the door and there's like a button there and you push on it.
Can we move some of the stuff away from the front of the box?
All right.
Do we still need the barricade?
I don't think we need the barricade anymore.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, push the button.
Okay.
All of it.
The bellhop arrives a short time later and then escorts you down to the main lobby, and you're back down there again.
Any easier for Kip?
No, it's not at all.
Yeah.
You are the same thing. It just sort of repeats itself. Can you pull that camera back up?
Yes. Destroying things. Do you need the
Take
minis
the
off?
minis off.
Uh-oh. To his office.
Feels like the world is turning upside down. Oh, it's not.
You really thought that was gonna happen?
Ooh.
Stuff everywhere. They're so good, right?
Aha, there is stairs. Georgie, scope it out.
It's only the stairs are only for fires.
And it's like actually it's a staircase that runs with the other one. You can never actually get to it. It's his own private one.
Yeah, no nasty artificial.
What is this got? Nothing redeeming in it?
No, it says no nasty artificial ingredients. That's what it says.
Nasty.
Nasty.
Yeah.
No nasty ingredients.
The elevator goes down, and down at the first floor, you see Grocer and Otricart, and they're like, "Well, good morning." Otricart comes up to you. "Well, good morning to all of you. And how was dinner? Did Grocer set you up with an excellent restaurant?" Marvelous. That is simply marvelous. And again, I cannot apologize enough for not immediately recognizing the champions of the sun. It is such a delight to actually meet you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Really, it is such a delight.
And don't take it out on him. He has
He's
been fantastic. He has risen above board with all his duties.
Grocer is standing there, just very, 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 very nonplussed, accepting of your accolades, but at the same time not reveling in them. Well, please follow me, if you would, and we'll go back upstairs again. I understand the Grocer tells me that's a bit inconvenient for yourself, Kip. Kalen.
Yes.
And I apologize. Again, as Grocer offered, and I will extend to you, there's really no other way. We can bring you up to your suite. We can have someone carry you up there if you'd like. But to get to Veritas' office, this is really the best way.
It will do.
Yes, okay, very well. And with that, he takes you into an elevator, and up you go again. And this time it seems to take a little bit longer to go up the elevator. It travels farther. Kip, you are incredibly weak.
Still sitting down, going through Lamaze, breathing lessons.
He looks over at you, rubbing his amulet.
Should really do something about
What is that?
Oh, it's really nothing, but thank you for asking about it. It's just a family heirloom of sorts.
It's very interesting.
Thank you.
Is it what keeps you from being nauseous and weak? You could not make another one?
No, I don't
for your
think
guests?
I don't think it works quite like that. No.
What's it look like?
Bitter.
No, it does not.
Quite interesting craftsmanship.
Thank you. Yes, it is. Old workmanship, isn't it? Isn't that always the best?
They say they do not make them like they used to.
No, they don't. No.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
What color is
Yep.
it?
What does it look like? Yeah.
Looks like a large gold starburst. Somewhat like a sunburst.
It's close to our logo.
They stole it.
Yes, indeed.
They admit it.
And here we are.
No one here, and Matthias wasn't familiar with the symbol, right?
No.
Okay. No. So it's not a record, because he said it was old work, so nobody's recognizing it.
I wasn't even. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I don't know if you asked last time if you recognized the sun logo.
The
I
amulet.
wasn't the one who did that.
I don't know if anybody did.
We just made sure it
I
wasn't
think
the
someone
same
did, but it
logo
wasn't
as
me.
Gaz's.
No. Okay.
Okay. The door opens and you're escorted into a glorious room. And it looks a lot like yours, but it's just slightly further over the top in terms of adornment. And Otricart escorts you in, and you see this man there. He has flowing blonde hair. And his hair almost seems to be moving and swaying.
I didn't know you were there.
Slightly. And he's adorned in this incredibly gorgeous armor with gold trim, wide gold trim that is ornately carved and innately detailed. He has a helmet in his hand. He's striding along with it with huge dragon wings on top of it.
Okay, geez.
You look at him,
impressive.
and he is strikingly handsome. He's just a good-looking guy. Like I said, probably in his late 50s.
A young man, as I said.
As you walk into the room, he turns, and his head just sort of...
Herbal essences.
And yes, the hair waves.
Sponsor us.
Welcome. I have been so looking forward to meeting you all, the champions of the sun. I am Veritas von Dracunus. Welcome to Dracunus term. I am thrilled that you could make it here. Looking at him, the one thing that strikes you right away is smack dab in the center of his chest is a large black diamond or gem of some sort. I have been so looking forward to meeting you. He strides forward. He says, I hope I can indulge some of you, perhaps individually, in sharing some time in my library. He waves off to one side.
A library, you say?
Yes, you are obviously a very astute one, I can tell. Oh, you're all brilliant. I've heard your tales. Yes, I have. But you wanted to see me, and I am so glad you did. Please, come in, take a seat. You must be Simon. He waves his hands, and he makes some little fireballs himself.
He gets stuck in the wall.
Yes, but I am nowhere near as adept as you are. And you must be bolder, I can tell by your strength.
The one and only.
I hope you appreciate that I, too, am a lover of good-looking armor. That is a fine-looking suit. Anyway, you don't have it on, probably. When you do, I've seen pictures of you.
I think it's downstairs right now.
And you must be Kip.
I am.
You are...
Not welcome here.
Roll initiative.
Oh no.
In your head, you hear him say, I'm sorry that you are treated the way you are treated. It is abhorrent. The way
about the elevators.
humans treat abominations. Perhaps I can help you with that. Continuing around the room, he says, and a new member of the party. You are Galela. And I don't know you, though, good sir.
Baron Andre Franz Hellwing II.
Ah, my pleasure. Nobility. I am sorry, but I am new money. I do not have such grand titles, but it is an honor to meet someone from the Far East, from the Eastern countries, who is a landed individual. It is a pleasure.
It is an honor for me as well.
Well, thank you very much, and you overindulge me. And you are Matthias Battery, of the Battery family in Transylvania, no less. I have heard of you. It's a shame what is going on in your country, and I understand and I applaud your effort to find aid from other countries. Perhaps I might be able to find some connections for you. You know, money certainly has a way of opening doors, shall we say. And we could separately meet and talk about that.
Perhaps.
Yes.
You know so much of us, and we know very little of you.
What would you like? I could spend hours talking about me, but I'm impressed with you.
How about you give us a quick synopsis? What are you about?
Synopsis.
What are you about?
I was once...
From the beginning.
From the beginning.
That's not quick.
Came out and said, "Skull."
I was once, long ago, an adventurer much like yourselves. 80 at least. I think our first adventure, you may have even heard of this, some of you in the annals of other adventurers, was in Restonford, long time ago, near a keep on the borderlands. I traveled with someone named Iron Belch and Banner. I understand he briefly traveled with you as well. T.J. Fenwick and others. Yes. We had many adventures, and we found lots of gold. But, I decided to do something else with my money. And so here I am. I invested in very wisely, and I built this empire, and hopefully it is to a greater good, not just an edifice to myself. I hope that's enough trivialness about me.
Perhaps you can teach me how to better invest my money.
Absolutely,
I'm also
absolutely.
Newfound money.
Well, yes, I would be delighted to. I mean, I would love to sit down. I mean, you each have individual skills that I would love to sit down and talk one-on-one with you about.
Sure.
What can I do for you? What can you tell me of yourselves?
What can we tell you that you do not already know?
Oh, what brings you to Amsterdam then, Sir Battery?
Well, by my understanding, we are passing through this area on our way to France.
Ah, very well.
Yes.
Yeah,
Top of the list.
That sums it up. Yeah.
Number one.
Yeah.
Well, we're also here because I believe you have my cart.
Oh
You've
yes,
been
of
keeping it
course
safe for me.
we do. Yes, it's over near my factory.
The whole reason.
Yes, of course. Duh. Forgive me. Yes, your cart is perfectly safe, and your horses are safe as well.
Thank you.
Yes, it's over by my factory. We can have it brought around in a week. How long are you staying?
Well, yeah, we can let you know when we're ready to go, and we can have it ready.
Yes.
Oh, the big factory is
Yes,
yours?
indeed, the bitumen factory. Yes, the bitumen refinement. Yes.
What is it?
Bitumen refinement. Yes. Very complicated process, but.
What is it used for?
Well, it's really not used here at all. It's shipped overseas to those who have a greater desire for it. There's a market for everything, isn't there?
Yeah, but what is it?
What is bitumen?
Yeah.
Well, bitumen is nothing more than sludge, my friend. But it's not the sludge itself, it's what you do with the sludge.
And what do you do?
Yes.
We refine it and turn it into something that is very useful. Under the right circumstances.
Useful
and quite volatile.
Very explosive.
Well, it's actually not very volatile. It depends on where it's used.
Like Munich.
I've heard about that tragedy. That was awful. Yes. That was a very, very sad tragedy. I believe it was arson, though.
Well, we were there when it happened.
Oh.
And while there did seem some suspicious circumstances, we weren't able to definitely determine it was arson.
Well, we have stepped up our security measures since then. It is much more difficult for some errant arsonist to try and gain access to our bitumen. It is significantly more challenging.
What do your buyers use it for? War?
No. Nothing so gauche as war. No. No, it just powers. It powers mechanisms, devices, apparatus.
Like a fuel.
Very much like a fuel. Think of it as wood in a furnace. But much more efficient. Yes, indeed, much more efficient. But it only works under the right circumstances. So, it's not volatile. It shouldn't be volatile. What happened in Munich was an awful tragedy. But by itself, it's not volatile. I mean, you could pour it on the ground and it won't even light fire. Unless it's in the right set of circumstances.
What kind of circumstances would that be?
Well, refined bitumen defies the logic of magic. It won't work. It won't be volatile. Where magic is prevalent. So you have to remove magic from the region where you plan to use it.
So these boxes that take us to your up and down your tower, these are fueled by bitumen.
Sort of. They're partially fueled by bitumen.
And if there is magic, it becomes volatile. It could.
No, quite the opposite. If there is magic, it won't be volatile. You have to remove magic to make it volatile. You have to remove the...
How would you do that?
Therein lies the real secret. Yes, indeed. That is the true secret. And that is a corporate secret that I'm not prepared to reveal right at this moment. But, yes. Suffice to say, my brethren far off to the east have somehow perfected this method. And,
the Tutils.
Well, you are indeed very, very wise, yes.
We're kind of going around. We know a little bit more than we're letting on. But it is your business. We're not here to interrupt it or do anything.
Yes.
Just talking.
Yes. What is Simon thinking?
Could we take a tour of the factory?
I think we could possibly arrange that.
That'd be cool.
What is Kip thinking?
We're in a library now?
No, you're
you're
in this large room, and off to
gotcha.
one side he references that he has a library.
Sure.
You see a set of glass doors, and go ahead. What is Kip thinking?
No, so Kip is kind of still hung up on what he heard in his head. He doesn't know all that much about Bitterman or what happened in Munich or any of that stuff. It's just more... he's gonna just kind of wander around, and maybe if he can go into the library,
he goes up
go to the library
the
and look at books.
He goes up to the library door. The doors are closed.
No, then I'll just kind of.
But you can peer through the window.
Yeah.
He didn't call you like a magical gift or anything. He called you an abomination in your
Yeah, he
head.
did.
You don't know that?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You look in
Glass
through the
doors don't
glass
open for
windows,
abominations.
and you can see a very luxurious library with large stacks of books and bookshelves.
Yeah.
And I see you're a bit of a bookworm yourself there.
Oh, just interested in some information that maybe is a little bit more rare than others.
Yes.
Do you even know how to read?
I do.
Surprising.
Forgive me.
A waiter comes into the room bringing a tray of different drinks.
Nothing red.
It is very rare to have the employees of a dragon.
Yes, of course it is.
How did these come about?
Oh, it was a relationship built over time. Yes, indeed. Built over time.
He clearly was a very successful adventurer.
Well, it wasn't one adventure. It was years, decades, as I said, 4 of adventuring to get here.
In the dragon, he provides some services.
Well, think of it as a mutual relationship. I provide services to the dragon, and the dragon provides services to me. It's a bond that is very, very hard. Most often, dragons seem to have this unusual, undefined bond with nobility, and I am most certainly not a noble, so I don't know why the dragon attached himself to me, but our bond grew over time, and yes, he resides here in the tower.
What type of services could you provide to a dragon?
Well, I mean, it's not a service like getting him dinner or something like that, or reading him a book. Or it's a service over time, how we've helped each other. I mean, how are friendships formed? Can you define them in any particular clear-cut way? It's a bond that grows as people develop mutual respect and admiration for one another and for their deeds and their exploits. Button, you seem to be very interested in me. I want to hear more about the champions of the sun.
Well, just one more question.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. What is the Baron thinking?
I'm eyeing that diamond that he's got on his chest. I'm trying to get around to it.
Okay.
More or less, I'm just curious what he's
As you're
got
looking
that-
at it, as you're thinking about it, he just kind of rubs it.
Yeah. Can you this symbol, this artifact on your chest? It's very unique.
Yes, it is. There are not many of them true ones in the world.
What is it?
It is what's called a dragon crystal, or a dragon diamond.
A gift from a dragon?
Sort of.
Well, was it taken from a dragon?
I guess you could say so. 9,400 years ago.
What? 9,400 years ago?
Yes, indeed. They fell from the sky, the dragons, and destroyed this earth. And from the ashes, humanity was reborn, and the dragons with them.
So there are more of these.
Yes, they are rare, but there are more.
Have you heard any rumors of where they can be found?
Yes, I think so. I mean, they are very, 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 very desirable, shall we say.
Indeed.
They are the pure essence of magic.
I thought that was me.
Yes, indeed. Of course it is you. Oh, forgive me. It is embedded in you, Simon, and in you, Boulder, and in you, Kip.
Can we meet these dragons?
In time, yes, indeed.
Well, what do you want to know of us?
Well, I mean, this is, you are obviously brilliant minds, and I love to surround myself with brilliant minds. Absolutely incredible minds. I mean, I look at you.
I can understand that.
And I can tell that your mind is absolutely brilliant, as is yours, Boulder. Yes. But perhaps, I mean, Kip, you seem interested in my library. And I suspect you are as well.
Oh, definitely.
Perhaps you could join me for dinner this evening.
Sure. I would be happy to.
Yes, that would be terrific.
Oh, all right. Bring home some bisque for me. Just some bisque in a cup. Bring it back. It was really
Yes, indeed. What is Galela thinking?
I've got you.
She's trying to read in between the lines of what as he's dancing around all of the questions, being relatively vague, being around the bush this whole time, not saying exactly what the answer is. So she's just trying to
Roll a wisdom save.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. Wisdom save.
Get open box.
Amsterdam is so dreary, is it not?
There is a calming, quiet embrace of the fog and the mist.
Oh, that one sucked. Maybe I should.
You should know. You're from
I'm
Scotland.
gonna throw myself.
This feels like home.
Yeah.
That one's worse.
Oh, do it. Just go with it.
It's 9.
Galela. I mean, I know of Primo Soldi. That name must ring a bell. Does it not? Terrible people. What they did to your family. What they tried to do to your family. But you stopped them. That is the fighter in you. Brilliant. Dedicated, strong, unique. Meet with me one-on-one, and I will tell you where to find them. But enough for today. Join me for dinner tonight, Simon, and then I will meet with the rest of you some other time.
Sure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Otricart says, please, gentlemen, let's go. Yeah.
Simon's going now.
Okay.
With him?
No. It's like morning still, right?
That was
Yeah, we just finished breakfast.
Yes, later today. Later this evening, I'll send someone for you.
Fabulous.
And we'll peruse my library and have dinner, or have dinner and then peruse my library, whichever suits you.
Okay.
Kip will think in his head, not knowing if it'll work, but he's gonna say, you mentioned you can help me. Can we discuss that?
You hear in your head, it is terrible what they have done to the race of elves.
Just think he's thinking about his people.
It is tragic, is what you hear in your head. It is incredibly tragic. But you don't have to be ashamed of your form anymore.
And he'll, for a moment, he flashes as though he thinks about himself dressed the way that Galela would dress him. And then shakes that out of his head and then just says, how?
Transform. You become something new, something greater.
And he just intrigue is what comes back.
Thank you so very, 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 very much. Matthias of Battery, the Baron. It is so fine to meet a true noble, and a noble in Galela as well. Kip Kalen, Balder, and Simon, of course. I look forward to meeting with all of you again during your stay. I want to hear so much more, and I know I can help each and every one of you individually. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Is there any sign whatsoever that, like when he's having these kind of mental conversations with Kip, or that I think that he might be trying to communicate in some way, or that he can get in our head somehow?
No, you don't see anything.
Okay. Okay. Like we don't feel anything, we don't... Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the box.
You go back in the box, and you're escorted downstairs. Again,
Kip will sit down.
Kip sits down on his way downstairs.
But he's thinking of the word transformation in his head. Trying to focus on that.
That was very weird.
He is...
Wait, is anyone in the elevator with us?
There's the
We got Ultracard in with us.
Ultracard is with you too. And he goes, oh, I know that Veritas was so thrilled to meet you all.
I sent a message
I
to
could
Zion.
tell that my
And I
cousin
say,
was
don't
absolutely beside himself.
Or magic.
No magic.
He's
I'm gonna take out a dagger.
He seems very. he seems like an odd man.
Just right in the back.
Odd? Why do you say odd?
But odd in the fact that he is not like a usual man.
Go all murdery up in the
Well,
face.
he's brilliant. Yes, he's brilliant. I mean, not as brilliant as you are,
Well,
probably.
no, but
Nothing magical.
he is set apart from the rabble for sure.
At least.
Yeah.
He has a way about him that is interesting.
You must know what he does with his hair.
Vidal Sassoon.
Vidal.
Well,
Is that an NPC? Vidal?
here we are back in the lobby.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes. We'll reach out to you later
Sure.
and set up a meeting with you with Veritas and with the rest of you too. You can all have.
I prefer a meal around sunset.
Perfect. I will work it out. Work it out. I
Meanwhile,
hope you have a
now
great
we go
day.
around
I'm assuming that our armor is ready.
Oh yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. It is. I'm sure it's ready.
Fluffies.
Yes.
Some of my silk pajamas.
We'll have it brought up to your room.
We have to go back.
Well,
Or do you want it? We can have it.
Bring it here.
We can bring it right here to the lobby. Perfect.
We might wander around town for the rest of the day.
yeah.
Okay, it'll be here. It'll be available to Grocer. Will have it for you.
You might want to wash these and look at the slippers.
Grocer will have it for you. No problem.
All right.
You guys venture out.
Yeah, I'll wait for them to deliver the armor, and then we'll
Okay.
head out.
A little while goes by, and then the armor comes up. Grocer comes forward. Here's your armor, gentlemen and ladies. And
Thank you.
I hope it's done
It
to you.
looks beautiful.
And it does. It looks well polished. You can tell that they've taken some type of oil and very, very smoothly polished your leather and the armor itself. It's not greasy in any way, but it definitely stands out as pristine. It has that new armor smell, if you will.
Put it
Very
on,
nice.
attach the barding to Lycoa. It's very nice. He's got his little barding.
To the town.
You venture off into the town. What are you guys doing in town?
My goal is to get away from the tower because I don't know how much he knows if we're in the tower. He clearly knows a lot more about us than he should.
I understand him knowing about us, but I am concerned about him knowing about you. You have not.
He doesn't know anything about
Not been with us very often, which is strange because he lives just like fairly outside of town.
That was my thought, actually. I
He
thought the same
might,
thing.
and he didn't say anything.
You live in the shadow of the beast, and he doesn't know you.
I want to leave
You want to leave?
immediately.
Do you
I
have a
feel very
diamond,
uncomfortable.
What?
Do you have a diamond?
I do.
In your inventory?
Do you need a diamond?
I do.
Wow.
A 300 gold piece diamond?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is exact. It is actually a 500 gold piece diamond.
Oh,
I've had it appraised.
Oh, right.
Here you go.
Thank you very much.
Put it in
We hardly know him. We met him 2 days ago.
I have
But you
more.
say I am a champion of the sun.
I have more diamonds.
More like the champion of the moon.
Money is nothing.
Of the night.
Of the night.
Of the night.
He
The
wants
The ultimate
all of
question.
us
This is funny.
Yes.
one-on-one.
Exactly the point.
Okay.
What is up with that?
He's obsessed with our brains. And he
The way
wants us
the way
one-on-one.
he seems to croon about your minds
Yeah.
made me
Yeah.
extremely uncomfortable.
The hairs on the back of my neck.
And
stood
for
up when he
someone
said
who
that.
really knows about the champions of the sun, wouldn't you want to split them up?
Do none of you know how to take compliments?
Well, I mean, my thought when he invited you to dinner was, were you
Yes.
going to be dinner?
As much as I like compliments, I do find it odd that he continuously reminded us he wants to meet with us one-on-one. He kept coming up with a reason to pull that off,
We
and I
need
don't.
to be
I don't like
honest
that.
here. Was there any other signals that anyone may have picked up on from him?
He
Any
only
other-
spoke to me about my past.
But that was
When I was trying to ascertain some hidden
That was
information from this
telepathically,
person.
right? Was that telepathically
To her?
in that conversation? Yeah.
Yes.
No.
Oh,
That
no,
was-
it
For
wasn't.
me, but he did it based off of me, like
Oh, he said it out loud though.
trying to.
You put a thought in
I
your
was
head, and he
direct- yeah.
responded to it, or at least you have that feeling he did that.
And quite frankly, it struck a chord. And of course, someone with ill intentions would try to do that to get me to stay here or be comfortable.
I understand everything all of you are saying. But the thing that I don't understand is if this was the intention. There are plenty of guards and everything else in the tower. They could have overwhelmed us easily when we first arrived and locked us away individually for him to deal with us as he sees fit. Why go through all of this?
I
Maybe
have
he
to.
doesn't
He
like
needs
it.
someone
I have
willing.
to agree with Simon. I think we are just being too suspicious. He may just want
We
to
shall throw caution to the wind.
Well,
no.
he's rich.
But
Yes.
He's rich. He has all the time in the world. Maybe it's just too easy and boring for him to lock everybody up.
he was an adventurer, and
We also, when it comes to the mind, if you're trying to do anything, I don't know what, but when it comes to the mind, I feel when you are not fighting mentally against something, it's easier for someone to come over you. We would be
fair.
on guard mentally if he did that, and it would take more time or whatever. I'm not going back in that tower. You will not convince me. I'm sorry. I really want to know
And you really want to sit down with
what
him?
he mentioned, but
Alone.
I do not fear him.
I would like to meet with him.
Okay.
I'd like to see what it is
I
in
don't
his
know.
library.
I do.
I've never known people like this to have any intentions other than selfish. So I doubt he's actually here to help us with anything.
No.
He seems to have a nice little area all
I don't
to
think he's
himself
here to help us for nothing, but it would behoove us to maybe find out what it is that he wants in return for the help.
Okay, kind of like his relationship with his dragon.
Yes.
you will meet with him alone.
I mean, I would.
Well, he will first, and if he doesn't come back, I guess we leave. I mean,
Well, then I'll go find out what happened to him.
if we don't hear from him by morning, I guess we know what the answer is, and we get the hell out of town.
I would like to search for some answers from the heart of the city.
Yeah.
The people who are not within the walls, but
They said that they
outside the walls.
They said they
Well, we
really
have-
liked- maybe not
We've
outside.
only spoken to
You're
people
right.
within
We have
the
several.
walls.
We have several hours before we never see Zyman again, so we might as well go ask around.
You want to go outside the city?
Yeah.
Okay. We can do that. If we have time.
You all have way too much time on your hands.
You were not disturbed at all by the things he was saying to you. Didn't give you any weird feeling.
Simon's kind of a weird dude.
I think, I honestly think that some of the problem may be that ever since I've begun traveling with the champions, that my life has become weird and strange, and this no longer seems odd to me.
Okay. I guess the biggest takeaway is...
So I'm not too worried.
I guess the biggest takeaway from that is the dragon crystal on his chest. That's awesome. If you can figure out how to get that from him.
Yeah, right. Good luck with that.
Maybe if we remove his head,
yeah,
the armor is easier to take off.
Do you want me to try that too?
Now, I am somewhat opposed on the grounds that we do not know for certain he is a threat. Therefore, it is inadvisable, I believe, to proceed directly to murder.
Yeah,
However,
that's fair.
However,
if we find compelling evidence,
honestly,
and by compelling evidence, I mean even the slightest scrap of evidence,
even the littlest bit, he kills a bug in his room. Murder.
Murder.
No, but Matthias, I kind of agree. I really would like to level with him and just see what he's about. That whole conversation was all of us knowing more than we're saying.
About the dragon, but nobody said anything. You left me out to dry.
He just kept not answering anything.
Nobody was asking questions.
We were all asking questions, and he wants to meet us in person before he'll actually go in depth on anything.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would love to more directly ask him about the Teutons, ask him about the crystals.
He is the dragon. He is the dragon.
Yeah, I think it is highly likely, yeah.
Do you think the crystal turned you into a dragon? He said it was extreme essence of magic, is I believe what he said.
No. I'm not sure.
Because that would be pretty cool. I could use a crystal like that.
I've not found anything to read on such matters.
How about we talk and we walk as we talk? We walk and talk.
Yeah. Let's go get our hands stamped at the east gate.
Yeah.
You head toward the outskirts of the city, and you go through the gate, one of the gates. They ask to see your token as you're leaving that you were given as you came in, just to make sure that you have it so that you can, in fact, get back into the city. You exit the city. Around the city, you see what the Baron was looking for. Not dirt poor, but definitely the lower class area outside of the city walls. It's a more rugged area, if you will.
Okay. The worse, the better. The unhealthy, the sick.
You find,
like,
you continue down past several wooden structures outside of the city. There's very few stone and no brick structures. You continue wandering. You're following what is a canal in the city, but outside of the city looks more like a glorified ditch going through the swamp. The road goes from cobblestone road in the city to dirt outside of the city. On either side, the structures soon turn into wooden structures, and then wooden structures with thatch, and then wooden structures with canvas roofs, and then just eventually you come to an area that is probably the equivalent of true poverty, living down by the edge of the swamp, where the swamp itself has been carved out to create somewhat of a ditch-like canal, and there are poor people there.
Okay. I'm looking for signs of illness, maybe a place where they take care of people, anything like that.
Okay, roll me an investigation check.
I don't think we should follow him anymore. Why are we even here?
Well, he's just talking and I didn't even realize. We just showed up here.
21.
21. You come up. You come up on this tent off to one side. Ooh. There's a whole bunch of folks just around the side of it. Coughing and hacking. There's a young woman trying to tend to each of them. As they do.
Should we be here?
I don't think so. Baron,
You
what is
see,
the meaning of
there's
this?
probably a half dozen. They're all,
He wants
their
new
skin
specimens.
is kind of gray. Some of them have open sores, exposed.
This is the heart of the city. This is where you will find the true intentions.
Sounds like the lungs of the
Well,
city.
ask away. Make it quick.
I'll go up to the woman who's caring to some of the people.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait outside.
Hello, my child.
Yes.
I think he's just
She's
trying
one
to find
helping
new people to use.
Yes.
Would you be able to tell me anything about the large tower and the dragon in town? And perhaps I can help you with care for some of your patrons here.
Well, the towers. He doesn't have the poor child.
Yeah, let me.
Is not going to make it through the day.
Let me see. Give me your hand, child.
She hands you. What? How can you help these poor wretches?
Oh no, the hand of
the child.
The child who's sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
She brings over and hands with the child's hand. Are you a doctor?
Child, relax. It will be okay. And I'll cast Cure Wounds on her hand.
Okay.
Just try to give her a little bit more vitality.
The wounds on the child's hands, the pustules seem to close up a bit.
Okay.
But you know that this child probably has disease as well.
Yeah. Okay. I can try to ease your suffering.
You just prolonged her suffering.
The body has ways of healing over time. It just needs sometimes. It needs a little boost.
Several
Healing
people come up to you and they're like rubbing you. Please. Please. Please.
This is going to
Several
become a
other
problem.
people. And then a few more. You see a small crowd building around you. They're coming up and they're like, please. Please help us. Please.
Can you tell me anything about the dragon? Has he
The
done
woman-
any harm to any of you?
Well, the dragon does take away sometimes some of the sick, I think. But maybe they're better off.
Take away, as in.
Take away, like pick them up and take them away.
You have seen the dragon?
I've seen the dragon fly into the swamps, yes, and take away
Did you get a good look at the dragon?
I don't. It's frightful. It's a terrible thing.
Did you happen to notice on the chest of the dragon a symbol, some type of?
I didn't notice. I swear. I mean, it's not. It's a frightful thing.
How often does he come?
I don't. I'm just trying to care for these poor wretches.
I'm sorry to ask, for us to ask so many questions. But do you know how long? Do you have any recollection of how long this dragon and the tower has been here?
The tower's been. She looks in her late teens, early 20s. It's been here. I don't know, since I was a child. I think I saw it start to go up, and it brought prosperity too. But
not to you.
Well, I mean, I'm okay. I'm just trying to care for these people.
Do you live here, out here, or?
I mean, I live outside the city walls, but not right here, no. I just think it's this is what God would want me to do.
Is, what's the guy's name? I never remember the names.
Veritas, the dragon guy.
Veritas. Veritas. What do you know of him? Does he come and help?
Oh no, I've never seen Veritas here. I mean, I've known the name, obviously. I mean, you can't not know the name.
Can you tell me of the city before he was here, before the tower and before the dragon?
The city was well. I mean, it was prosperous and growing. I mean, the city's grown since he's come here, but with growth comes other things too.
Like, is it better, worse, since?
I mean, there's more poverty outside of the city. Well, there's wealth inside the city.
Do any of the sick people, the people that live out here, have they worked in the factory?
I know a lot of the people out here harvest bitumen from the peat fields for the Dracunus family, and they bring the peat into this, the raw bitumen into the city. Yes.
Is it? Would you say? Tolling on the health to do this kind of work, to be.
I don't know. I've never thought about that. It could be. I don't know.
Yeah. I would think so. Considering the fumes.
I mean, it is pretty nasty, like sludge-like material.
There's more of us to ask.
They clamor about you.
Gather around me. Gather around.
All these people gather around you,
we shall pray together. And I'll kneel down. And I'm going to put my hand over my amulet. And I'm going to do a prayer of healing. So I can help up to six people, restore some of their health. I don't know if it matters if I roll for it or whatnot, but and I'll thank them, and we'll pray together.
A whole bunch of them suddenly look better, but I mean, it's much better than they looked moments ago. They seem in greater spirits, in greater health. Some of them, you look around, are completely healed, and others, clearly they have other things going on that are much deeper going on in them. Everybody having a good time?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
100.
Episode 100.
Episode 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Baldur, there's one. Ryan, there's another one there. Yeah. Yeah, Galila, that's for you. If somebody can get that. And Brian, that's for you. And Reiner, here's another one. Guys, great role play tonight. Very interesting. Very interesting. I look forward to. You don't have to. If you write logs, I look forward to reading them. Awesome stuff. Going around the table, Reiner, what was your highlight?
I have to say, figuring that Matthias would be actually kind of suspicious of their good fortune here is actually pretty fun. Because it just feels like it's entirely plausible within his character, but still different, you know?
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm glad you were able to do so. 1,500 experience points.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Brian, did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a great time.
What was your highlight?
Yeah. I mean, dinner was fabulous. Thank you for the
freaking hungry now.
Thank you for the amazing meal and dining experience, Tom. Yeah, that was great. And I like at the very end. I like trying to let everybody kind of see what the Baron does. He's kind of like a bottom dweller. Sometimes good, maybe not always. We'll see. But no, it was good. It was. Thank you for. I was happy that we were able to get that in.
Okay, cool. Yeah. And you're level 5, correct?
Yes.
It should be 5,500 experience points. I think you must be. I think you're like 500 away from another pop. Maybe.
Yeah.
Calculate it. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Galila, did you have a good time? Or Zubeda, did you have a good time?
I did, yes.
What was your highlight?
I guess sharing a little bit, opening up a little bit more.
Yeah, that was intriguing.
That was good. That was great.
Sharing is good.
I was just waiting for like the right time and like her mood when
I wanted it
like,
to continue. I wanted to hear more.
Something had to like click for that to like, okay, now I need to say something.
I thought that was awesome.
But it changed. It was interesting because like then that whole conversation changed her whole mood afterwards of like being in the tower. So she was already feeling weird about it, and then that whole conversation just kind of playing that out was fun.
What was that? What was that?
I don't know.
And that was just me going,
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're level 9, correct?
Yeah.
4,000 experience points. Kip, did you have a good time?
Yes,
Matt,
sir.
Mark, you have a good time?
Yeah, absolutely.
What was your highlight?
I think we had a much needed conversation at the table about what the heck we were going to go and do next. So we
Do we have an answer to that?
No, we really don't. I don't think we do. But
We know where we're going
It
then.
caught some players and some characters up on what our intentions are, and I think I needed that. I think Kip needed that. Maybe some others in the group needed that, and I don't know. I enjoyed that moment. That was really good. But now I'm intrigued because I think Kip also started really skeptical about everything. Oh, he's gonna kill us all, and then at the end it was like, no, I think I agree with Simon. I kind of want to meet this guy now because now there's something in it for him.
Okay, cool. You're level 10, correct?
Yes, sir.
3,000.
I'm gonna use these chips, and I'm 100 away from a level. So I'm gonna.
I heard you stand here.
There you go.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Ding, ding, ding.
Okay. So might as well just level, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Ryan, did you have a good time?
Oh, of course.
What was
Sorry
your
I
highlight?
Late. I definitely like finally
You
meeting.
missed dinner. Yeah.
I know. I definitely like finally meeting Dracunus. What was his first name? Veritas?
Veritas?
Veritas. Dracunus.
I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it correctly.
I definitely liked meeting him. I guess we'll see what happens when we meet one-on-one. I don't know if he's going to be... Pretty sure he's not going to be good, but maybe if we offer him the right thing, maybe he's willing to work with us. I don't know. We'll find out. But we'll see.
Okay. 1,500 experience points. Simon, Jess, did you have a good time?
Yeah, had a fabulous time.
What was your highlight?
I enjoyed the whole session. I think Simon is really enjoying himself. He enjoys the indulgence at finally like having that again. He obviously recognizes the magical power that is present here, and there's going to be very little that is going to sway him from trying to find out more about it.
Interesting.
He's not gonna like turn
It's like off the charts.
Yeah, he's not gonna turn away from it to like
right.
Do something else. Like I need to know what's going on and like Is there
My
power there
theory.
for me?
Ooh, there you go.
Is there
You're gonna get
other
that
stuff
dragon
for other
crystal.
people? Like all that kind of stuff.
My theory would be that is his deal with the Teutons. Because he doesn't care about what's going on all the way over there, getting rid of magic, but he seems to have a lot of magic items. I wonder where he got them from.
That's very possible. He's getting them to. They're getting rid of them, and he's keeping them. Could be.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
1,500 experience points. So I don't think, other than Brian, I don't think anybody expended any spells, right, today? And obviously everybody's at full hit points. I think, Brian, you just expended 2 spells there, right? Okay. Cool, guys. I had a great time. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making the trek here. I greatly appreciate it. I know that it is time out of your day to play this, and I hope you're having fun. I hope I made it fun. This was our 100th session. 100th session. Awesome stuff. Thank you for watching Seven-Sided Die's Carpathian Adventure. Again, we've got to thank Sirenscape for the use of their audio sound effects. That's www.syrinscape.com. Thank you, artists Yenu and Silky Noir for their terrific character art. Please patronize them via the @Yenu Draws on Instagram, @Yenu on Tumblr and Twitter, and patronize Silky Noir on DeviantArt. And she did, hopefully you saw the new intro that we had at the beginning of the session today. She did the skeletal form for, and did the form of Osman Ghazi as well that was in that. So awesome work. Please comment in the Twitch chat room, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube. While we do this strictly for fun, please let us know how we might improve and or improve the stream. Lastly, please like on Facebook and YouTube, and of course, please subscribe. We appreciate all of our subscribers on YouTube. I think we're up to 466. Still not as many as Ryan got with his one car video or something crazy like that. But we appreciate it nonetheless.
Still get subscribers from that random video.
Always remember, in the Carpathian Adventure, the journey is the destination. And we will continue the journey in 2 weeks. So for now, thank you for watching. Roll a 7-sided die and have a great night.
Places of the Dragon!